From the Pro Image Group of Companies, Pro Sport, in conjunction with the Victorian Football League, presents Pro Football.
Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week we journey down to VFL Park in a most important clash between two sides aspiring to make the finals. I'm talking about Fitzroy and Collingwood. Fitzroy, no consistency about their performance so far this season. Collingwood, on the other hand, under Lee Matthews, have certainly come good and are looking a real threat to those in the top three positions on the ladder. A crowd of some 35,000 were down at the park for the opening bounce as we join our commentators Lou Richards and Peter Landy.
First quarter, our match of the day from VFL Park between Fitzroy and Collingwood. It's a must-win situation for both of these sides. The Magpies certainly have the form on the board, picked up by Tony Shaw. We're getting flattened down there as young Handley. The opportunity from Mullane, Victorian representative against Western Australia a couple of weeks back. He's had a fine season, Darren Mullane, down towards the right half forward flank, knocked away by McEwen. Tackle against Hinchin might have been illegal. No, holding the ball. And the Collingwood skipper will take the first free kick of the game at right half forward flank, right on the 50-metre line.
Pete, we did say that CO was sitting on the bench, but he's out on the ground. We'll have to pick that other player up that is on the bench.
Williams, chance for the first score of the game, kicking with the breeze. Into the hands of Williamson. And he goes for the educated kick along the ground, effectively gets it over the boundary line. The throw-in will take place at left half forward flank for Collingwood. 1 minute gone in the first quarter. Crowd not bad here this afternoon. Possibly I did expect a little more. It would be in the vicinity of 30,000. Cloak had a fresh air shot, gets it down the second time to Maud. He played a sensational game last time against this side. Handley brings up first goal of the match.
Good play on the part of Cloak then, Pete.
Well, I like the style of this young Handley. He comes from Myrtleford originally, Collingwood leading by 6 points.
Well, that goal coming at the, just on the minute and a half mark. Well, good play on the part of Cloak. Over to Morwood, tapped it onto Morwood nicely, and the little fella had no trouble in running into an open goal.
Incidentally, Moore was one of Collingwood's best players the last time these two sides met as well. Played a sensational game. It was subsequent to that he did get selected in the Victorian squad. He didn't actually play in the team. Collingwood lead by 6 points. 1 3/4 minutes gone, first term. Ball knocked down, picked up by Turner. He'll get the free kick for being tackled when not in possession. And Turner at left centre field will put Fitzroy into attack for the first time in the game. He's gone up towards left half forward flank. Here's a chance for Roos on the forward line, bouncing on the spongy turf inside the 50-metre line. He centred the ball out in front of goal. Hand pass comes out in a little Dwyer. Just can't gather it in. Is that in the back? Free kick.
Free kick to Fitzroy down there in the forward pocket, about 40 metres out from goal. It'll go to the little fella Dwyer. Yes, that's right into his back against CO. And of course, this fella was a sensation in his first game, and the boy all the way from Koroit, the potato country. Ah, great mark. There was a great mark taken there by McGrath. And we've seen this fella play on a couple of occasions, Pete. Watch that again. Fellows couldn't get there in time, and that was a well-judged mark. Now Fitzroy have got a chance to even the scores. They're making sure they're not letting Collingwood get away like they did the last time these two sides met, when Collingwood bolted away in the first quarter and Fitzroy couldn't catch them for the rest of the day. There's the chance for the Roy's first goal. And there it is on its way. And that's a goal. So scores are dead level. Into this first quarter by just over 3 minutes. It's a goal apiece. And that was a fine mark taken by McGrath. We've watched him play at centre half forward, Pete, and he's played some good games on the couple of occasions we've seen him play. What's that mark again?
His form has been a little bit iffy of late, though, Lou, and subsequent to that, he was named as a possible interchange player, but I think already the selectors will be very happy that he has been included in the 20.
Certainly would be after a mark like that. But we're back in the centre again with 6 points apiece on the board. Set about, just on 3.5 minutes gone of the first quarter. Knocked out that time by Williamson. Over to Hand, he's already kicked the goal. Back it goes to McEwen. Couldn't hold that mark, goes after it again. He's in a bit of trouble, knocks it over to Williams. Scrimmaging goal, that's Hinch at the bottom of the pack. Kicked out wide now to Shaw. Shaw grabs this up, a left foot snap up towards Taylor and Pert. But Taylor fell to the ground. This allowed Pert to take an easy mark. He's not in for an easy day today. Out it goes wide now. It's Billy Loken on the half-back line. The hand pass coming back to Turner. Turner shoots it wide, and that's Pekin with a hand pass coming back to Loken. Fitzroy full of running over to Big Williamson. Plenty of time to go for a hand pass, but well stopped that time by Dacos. Down goes Williamson, trying to get a hand pass. He wasn't tackled by any Collingwood player. Once again, it's Loken out there at half forward. He's about 60 metres out. He's got a ton of time to do something with this, and he has. Three Fitzroy players spoiled each other. Well played by Fellows. Knocked it on. Banks went in pretty hard. Umpire called play on. As the ball is picked up now by Blakey. He's grabbed, but he gets clear. He goes for the kick. He's put off balance, but he still gets it up. There's the chance for Mark. And it's marked here now. A good mark taken by Pekin. Well in front. Only about 20 metres out from goal. And he's got a big chance now, Tim Pekin, to kick their second goal. Into this quarter by just over 5 minutes.
Pekin directly in front. Has put Fitzroy in front. Levine's second goal, kicked by Tim Pekin. 2 goals to 1. 12 plays 6 in our match of the day at VFL Park.
What interested me very much there, Pete, was the lack of tackling by Collingwood. They didn't put much effort in. They let these Fitzroy players run around very loosely, except for that grab there. But once the ball was down there, and there was little opposition put up by the Collingwood defence.
Nice mark by Pekin, playing in front. Detroit lead by 6 points. 12 plays 6 at the 5 3/4 minute mark of the first quarter. The Magpies swing into attack up towards their centre half forward position. 2-on-1 in favour of Fitzroy, picked up by Banks. Hinchin gets the hand pass out, and Fitzroy get clear as the ball is driven away by Thornton. Up towards half forward for Fitzroy, just off the edge of the square. The umpire has decided there's going to be a bounce in a section of new turf out there. Some new turf has been laid, as you can see by the different colourings out there. Fellows and Williamson, knocked away by Fellows. Chance for Mullane, gets the front running. Dwyer gets clear of Hislop. A couple of rookies. Williamson. And Tony Shaw, there's the long and the short of it. Should have been a free kick.
Yeah, it is.
Not to you, Tony. Going the other way. Gone for a short pass. Leon Harris out to Pekin again. Out it goes to McIver. Good tackle down there by Hanley. He's kicked the goal as well, so that fella's having a good start to the day. Collingwood get clear. The ball driven up towards Mullane at centre field. Mullane's kick. A wobbly one, past Roos, picked up by Williams. Hinchin right on his hammer. The Collingwood skipper gets clear. He's gone for a short pass, trying to find McEwen. Can't do so. Just about out of bounds, and in fact is hustled over the line by Cameron. And we will see a boundary throw in Collingwood's right forward pocket. 12 plays 6 at VFL Park in the first quarter. It's going to be Williamson against Cloak. And Williams actually takes it. McEwen on the boundary line, shoots at goal, goes right across and out of bounds on the full. It will be a Fitzroy free kick, and the recipient will be Gary Pert, who has the job of minding Brian Taylor today, shaping up as one of the deals of the day. Pert arguably the best fullback in the competition, and Taylor likewise the best forward player.
Oh, God, what a bad kick.
How often we say you give them a rap and they let you down.
Well, that was bad play on the part of Pert. He could have easily gone for the long kick there, particularly in a position like that in the back pocket when they're under tremendous stress that time.
Gafer. We've seen a bit of his close checking during the year. That wasn't a good kick either. Disposal of both the
There's a push
teams
in the
so
back
far is not the best. Now, he played the advantage rule, did he, or a 15-metre penalty? It's going to be the latter, and so Pert will once again have the ball. Might have been a bit lucky there, Lou.
I'd reckon Pete the ball back out there towards little Dwyer. He's got the mark just about. No, it's play on the umpire.
No,
so he's
kick.
paying a free kick. No, he's called play on. No, he's paying the free kick. I'll get it right the third time. The kick by Dwyer. Phillips, strong mark in front of Logan that time.
Oh,
Could be a 15-metre penalty against Logan. Boxing on there with Phillips. This brings him right up to the wing position. He's booted across to centre-half forward, looking for Banks. Got under that one, couldn't hold it. Picked up now by Fitzroy, and Fitzroy's Blakey goes for a pass. Good play by Turner of Collingwood. Intercepted that beautifully. Short pass to Banks. Banks goes over to Dacos at the 50-metre mark. He'll have a shot at goal, I should imagine. Will it come around enough? Not enough from Dacos. And the Macedonian Marvel missed that one, so it's 1 point to Collingwood there. 1 goal, 7 points to Fitzroy. 2 straight kicks for goal. 12 points into this first quarter by just over 9 minutes. Waiting on Pert. He's had Taylor pretty well covered in this first part of the game. But a big job. Out it goes to Roos. Great mark in front of Hislop. Over it goes now to Little Dwyer, doing a pretty good job on the wing. There's no doubt about this kid. He can play football. Chance for Seo. Grabs that. And Seo's got the mark out there at half-back for Collingwood. Seo's kick is a short pass. It's okay. And it's marked here by Shaw. A quick hand pass over to Fellows. Back it goes to Morwood. Morwood goes wide. It's a good pass. And it's marked here by Banks about 55, 60 metres out from goal. Goes for a pass. Looking for Taylor. He's got his hands to it. Umpire called play on. He's looking for a free kick, but the umpire not having a bar for it as Cameron picks it up. Not a good kick, but they're backing up okay. Fitzroy get the ball back through Thornton. Thornton goes wide. Looking for McIver. There's nearly a free kick to McIver for one on the back against Phillips. I think he'll play it. The crowd going mad. Into the quarter by just on 10.5 minutes. It's Fitzroy, 2 goals, 12 points to Collingwood, 1 goal, 7 points.
Well, Fitzroy's backing up in desperation.
Well, they're looking more desperate than Collingwood at the moment, Pete.
They are. So back with Scott McIver. McIver's disposal is atrocious. Allows Kerrison the opportunity to get the ball into the open spaces on centre wing. Good hip and shoulder by Dacos. It doesn't upset Pekin, though. It's out of bounds. Touched off the boot. Boundary throw in on centre wing. 10.5 minutes gone in the first quarter on Seven's Big League. Our match of the day, and the difference is 5 points in favour of Fitzroy. Fellows and Williamson. Actually won by Phillips, picked up by McIver though for Fitzroy. McIver's kick up towards the centre-half forward position, a chance for Gafer to take the mark against Osborne.
Of course, Gafer's got the job of mining Tricky Dicky Osborne there, Pete.
Yes, well, they had a good battle last time, Lou, if you remember. Tony Shaw, was he off? I don't think so. He might get a 15-metre penalty, which he does. Tony Shaw from centre-half forward, short pass out to Taylor, this time on the chest.
Beautiful pass, Peter. Oh, there's another bit of a scuffle there. Of course, you've got to be very careful what you say, but that there's a bit of a box on there between Mullane and oh, golly, they're really letting it go. Mullane and is it Turner, is it?
Oh, that was totally unnecessary.
Well, I don't know why they're having that sort of trouble out there, Pete, because Taylor's taken the mark, and it was a magnificent pass.
From Tony Shaw, wasn't it?
Tony Shaw just lobbed it beautifully for him, so he'd have to fall over to mark that. He's trying to claim a 15-metre penalty, Taylor. He could lose if he's not careful. Well, I can't understand Taylor doing this because he's got the kick.
I don't think it was Taylor's fault.
No, but he's going mad at the umpire. Once you get the kick, you keep your trap shut. That's the name of the game.
So Taylor, the opportunity to put Collingwood in front as we see in replay. The pass from Tony Shaw. Excellent lead from Brian Taylor. Gary Pert had no chance of taking that off him. So the honour's about even in that duel so far. And the other one to keep our eye on, as we mentioned, Gafer and Osborne at the other end.
What you do too, you also lose concentration.
That's the important thing.
See what I mean? If he'd worried about kicking the goal instead of worried about the umpire, he'd concentrate more on his job.
Roos has the free kick. Williamson not doing a bad job so far, conceding Fellows plenty of height. Good tackle by Mullane, though. Back it comes to Turner, and he had his head taken off. We'll get the free kick for such.
Well, these umpires will have to watch things here because tempers are becoming a little bit frayed, and we've only been going, what, 11, 12 minutes, and there's been quite a few scuffles, Pete.
Both sides obviously very keen to do well. Fitzroy's desperation, as you mentioned, perhaps a little bit stronger than Collingwood's at the moment.
Well, they see Taylor out there again. Taylor's most important job is to stay up there at full forward and try and kick goals, not worry about opponents. The umpire talking to Taylor again.
Well, let's see what happened here. A couple of headlocks. Nothing really to speak about. Ball up towards centre wing, knocked away by Fellows, knocked on by Banks. McEwen can't pick it up. Hinchin went through without the ball, and the end result of all that is going to be a bounce. Now Collingwood centre half forward position about 50 metres from goal.
Well, it's a pretty fair start to this match.
Fellows Cloak this time gets the front posse. Harris on the bottom of that scrimmage. Doesn't come out with the ball though, and it's going to be a bounce as we approach the 14-minute mark of the term.
And it's Fitzroy 12 points to Collingwood 7. Collingwood getting the first goal within a minute and a half of the start of this match. Back to Dacos. His kick is smothered. And there'll be a free kick to Thornton. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball against Banks.
And Collingwood giving away some foolish frees. So
well, a 15-metre penalty. Thornton goes down, but he's got time to recover here and get back to his position. They're looking a much better side than the last time these two teams met. Fitzroy. There's a chance for McGrath. Flies high, punched out by Seo. Goes after it again. Taps it on. And it's Harris getting out now as Laurie going for a shot from the 50-metre mark. He's gone for a pass. It'll be okay, and Barwick's got it. So, as I said before, they're playing with a lot more system and aggression than Collingwood. Collingwood seem to be a bit bewildered.
Turner took his eyes off the ball there. He anticipated the ball going closer to the goal. Watch him. He went to the right, then had to try to double back. Couldn't do so.
I think it was pretty obvious where the kick was going, so a chance now for Barwick from about 25 metres out directly in the front. Big go here now to put their third goal on the board. Barwick's kick on the way, and let's see the result of that. We'll wait. It'll be a goal. So 15 minutes gone of this first quarter. Fitzroy looking okay. 3 goals, 18 points to Collingwood, 1 goal, 1-7. And when you think about it, Pete, Collingwood have had more of the play. They've been on their half-forward line for most of the match.
They have indeed. Fitzroy's 3 goals, interestingly, have come up from 3 very good marks. Although the pass here, I guess, is the thing rather than the mark.
Well, it was good play on the part of Leon Harris from centre-half back, then breaking clear.
It certainly was.
11 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. Williamson against Fellows. Knocked out by Williamson. Knocked on by Morwood. The Roos has grabbed, didn't have the ball. He taps it on again. Over there it goes to Hinch and out wide. Now it's a chance for Thornton to get it back to Roos out wide. Picked up by Cameron. Back to Roos again out there on the wing position. Boots to all centre-half forward. The pack fly, 2 Collingwood players clash. This allows Leon Harris, but the umpire's bringing it back. Collingwood, I thought they ran into each other then.
I thought so. Must agree. There were 2 of them that spoiled each other.
Well, it'll be Turner to take the free kick out there on the point of the square at half back. Right again now. Turner's kick is back towards centre-half forward. Cloak and Roos for this one. Roos couldn't hold it. Harris grabs it. A wild hand pass coming out now. A chance here for Collingwood to get clear, but they've overrun the ball. Good play on the part of Turner. Back it goes to Thornton. Gets a hand pass back. There's a hand pass coming over to Barwick now for McIver. The ball back there for McGrath. There's a go. McIver fumbled that one. Oh, there's a free kick with the umpire called play on as it's knocked out to Banks from Turner on his own. Banks goes for a left footer. Coming out to meet it is McEwen. He's juggling the ball at the 50-metre mark. Looking for Taylor. Hooks the ball back there towards the forward pocket position. The pack get ready now. It might bounce back. No, it's 1 point. So Collingwood not having much luck, but they're not playing with much system up there in attack. So it's Collingwood 1 goal, 8 points to Fitzroy. 3 straight shots at goal, 18 points. Just on the 17-minute mark of this, the first quarter, in the match of the day in the big league.
Condon to centre wing, trying to find Dwyer, who started well so far. Williams tackled, gets the ball ultimately out to Hislop. There's a real carrot top. Looking for Dacos. Late on the scene was Williamson. Dacos is marked. Dacos inside the 50-metre line. We'll probably have to kick from round about there anyway.
Well, he missed an easy shot before running to an open goal, Pete.
And he was a little bit closer in. Dacos in perfect position there to take the mark in front of Williamson. A chance to make amends for that miss and put Collingwood a little bit closer. They trail at the moment by 10 points. Dacos 45 metres out. Has put it through for another point. So that's his second so far from 2 deliberate shots. Collingwood trailed by 9 points. 18 plays 9. Gary Pert has had more than an interesting duel with Brian Taylor so far. Short pass out of bounds without being touched. That's a Collingwood free kick.
Well, that's the second bad mistake that Pert's made. Now, I can't understand when a guy's kicking up from fullback, unless a fella's on his own, not going for the long kick, Pete.
Well, fullbacks in years ago, like the late Freddie Swift, always used to do that, and they kicked it a country mile, didn't they? There's a great mark over the top to Taylor.
Was a great mark. That was a magnificent mark by Taylor.
He really came in from the side.
And considering he had to jump over 2 big guys in Cloak and Pert.
Let's watch it again. Perfect judgment from Brian Taylor over the top of Roos. Taylor again directing traffic. He should just try to kick the ball and forget about everything else, because he does that well and brings up a goal with that kick, his first of the afternoon. Collingwood come a little bit closer. Sevens big league scoreboard. Fitzroy 3 straight. Collingwood 2-3, 15 at VFL Park.
I think David Cloak, the Collingwood vice-captain's, having a little chat to him to settle down, because there's no doubt about it. Watch this again. This is a great mark. We've got Cloak there, Roos, and also Pert in that pack, but right at the back was a perfectly judged mark by Taylor.
And that ultimately from a poor kick out from Gary Pert. We'd expect better from him. Brian Taylor has one. Handley has one for Collingwood. 3 points the difference. Sevens big league in our match of the day. 18 plays 15. 19 and a half minutes have got in the first quarter. The Sun trying to peep through as it's socked away out towards centre wing. Conlon should get there first in front of Banks. He does so. Kick is a short one. The left half forward tries to find Laurie. Abernathy gets the ball successfully towards the outer boundary line. It will be a throw in.
Into this quarter, the first by just on 20 minutes. 3 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. The ball on Fitzroy's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal. Fellows got the tap down, but he'll get a free kick. Hanley trying to sneak away here, but the umpire's not falling for that.
Williamson off and Reeves on for Fitzroy.
I just thought that it amazes me that, because I thought Williamson was doing a fair job against Fellows.
Well, we must be bad judges. I thought he was
Well, I
too.
think the umpire, the coach may have set plans. They do that, and they take them off at the 7-minute mark, the 9-minute mark. Doesn't matter how well they're playing, but we can't outthink them, because they're all geniuses, aren't they? That's why they're coaches. And they get a lot more money than we get, of course. That's another important feature of the business.
Very accurate statement, that.
Well, I was trying to be funny, actually. Kick by Fellows, falls a bit short. Banks at the back got under that. Picked up by Hinson, scouting out well. Goes wide, and he's found Billy Logan out there on the centre wing position. Logan hooks the ball back, looking for a lead. Coming into meet was McGrath, gets it on the first stop, 50 metres out. Screws it back, and a perfect pass. It's marked by Reeves. Now, Reeves would be about 35, 40 metres out, but the time he kicks the ball, I'd say he'd be about 40 metres out from goal on about a 45-degree angle. Got a big chance to score a goal here and put their fourth on the board. Kick by Reeves. Not a bad sort of a kick, but right on the result. That's a goal. So Fitzroy really on the job here today. 4 straight shots for goal. 24 to Collingwood, 2-3, 15.
Well, Reeves had just come onto the ground to replace Williamson, so David Parker making a successful move as such, because Reeves getting that goal as we watch in replay. Logan starting well on the outer side. Now Big McGrath hooked it back. We'll call it a pass. It was certainly an awkward-looking one.
I think he looked
less effective.
Back in the centre now again. 21 and a half minutes gone of the first quarter. 9 points the difference. Knocked out by Fellows. Comes back now to Reeves. Fellows goes down. Harris gets it out. The kick by Conlon's not a good one. Coming in to meet it now as Mullane gets a hurried kick back towards centre half forward. Oh, great mark to Blakey. That was a great mark. Blakey wide. Fitzroy scouting out well. There's Mullane and McIver going after. McIver is outpointed that time, but a bad hand pass by Mullane. He gave it back to McIver. Over to Harris again. Balks. He's going to lose this if he's not careful. He throws it away. In goes Turner. And McIver again intercepted that time again by Abernathy, but another bad hand pass. It's a comedy of errors out there, and the umpire's finally gone Collingwood's way.
He got penalised for that one.
You could call it a comedy of errors, Pete.
He certainly could.
Ball out wide now. Chance here for the ball to be picked up by Phillips. Right on the centre wing position. He decides to go for a run. Now it's a longer kick, but there's no one there for Collingwood. In goes Hinchin. A hand pass back to Pert right on the boundary line. Another long one over there. Too long that time for a returner. Oh, Phillips got one in the back, and the umpires missed that. Oh, that was a red-hot decision, but still the way it goes now. Back to Thornton, spinning away from his opponent Morwood. One out wide. It's Reeves grabbing it out there at half-back. Already kicked their last goal. Over to the tank himself. Conlon running to the 50-metre mark. And look at him go. He goes for a pass. And that's it. Osborne couldn't hold it. Tricky-dicky on the boundary line. He's grabbed by Gafer, but he shrugs him up. Straightens up, fires for the goals. Had a good mark taken there by Sear. Was he out of play then, Pete?
Gee, I thought he was, actually. Boundary umpire was very close, so we'll give him the benefit of that shocking kick. And as we mentioned, disposal, comedy of errors, call it what you will. Hasn't been good today so far. Good mark taken by Conlon after the pass came from Logan. Logan covering plenty of territory. He was on the other side of the ground not long back. And Mickey Conlon, 173 VFL games. And in that number, he's given 3 hand passes.
They're playing with a lot more system than Collingwood, Pete, at the moment.
Mickey likes a shot for goal, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, he did pass once. That was at practice one night.
Was it? I think he'd mind for saying that. Conlon into the square, good kick. And off the hands of the pack, rushed through for Fitzroy's first behind of the afternoon. Fitzroy 4-1, Collingwood 2-3. But full credit to the Lions, they've taken the game right up to Collingwood so far. Their tackling has been pretty good. A lot more desperation shown, and they've made the most of their forward play. Abernathy, who does kick out well.
Well, their first behind came at the 24-minute mark of the first quarter, Pete.
And indeed it was rushed. Abernathy, good long kick. Kicks it some 60 metres from goal in the front as Fellows. Too tall for Reeves, but can't take the mark. Chance for Fitzroy again. Picked up by McIver. Oh, great mark to Tricky Dicky, as Lou calls him. This is Osborne. That was a fantastic mark. And remember, at Victoria Park a few weeks back, he took a screamer to win a match for Fitzroy. That was against Essendon, if my memory serves me correctly. So he's a good leap. Directly in front. So Fitzroy's 5th goal could also come from a strong mark. It has, and their 5 goals have always offered from marks in front of goal. That was Osborne's first and Fitzroy's 5th, 5-1-31 to 2-3-15.
Well, they're 16 points in front, and they're doing that because they're playing with a lot more system. They're attacking the ball better, they're marking better, and the Collingwood defence looking very bedraggled. There's the mark, a strong mark by Richard Osborne.
We've seen some great marking today. Brian Taylor took a screamer at the other end of the ground, and that one was equally as good. 31 plays 15, 25.25 minutes gone in the first quarter. Fellows in ruck for Collingwood. He's up against Reeves, and Reeves, I don't think, has got the height to beat Fellows. Picked up by Loken, who started well, as I mentioned, for Fitzroy. Loken's kick out towards the centre wing position. The ball eludes Reeves, picked up by the speedier Mullane. Mullane goes for a pass up towards Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw takes the mark in front of Leon Harris.
And they're grabbing Collingwood play as soon as they take a mark, not letting him break clear, Pete.
Tried to find CO over the top as Morwood as he paid the mark. Doesn't matter. He decides to play onto Abernathy. What's he doing down there? Abernathy looks for Taylor as he almost got that one. In goes Dwyer and Hislop, 2 of the rookies, but it's picked up by Pert. Shaping up, as I said, as a great duel down there. Full forward and full back up towards centre wing. It's Phillips, number 3 for Collingwood. The fumble is on. Oh, almost grabbed too high. In fact, he has been free kicked as well. Goes to Gaffer. Gaffer up to half forward. Collingwood's disposal, though, still not good. In goes Banks and Williams. Hinchin gets the ball into the open spaces. Diving on top of it is Tim Peake, and it's going to be a bounce. 26.5 minutes in. 16 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. 5-1 plays 2-3. It's in Collingwood's attacking zone at half forward. Cloak tries to knock it down. Picked up by Dacos. He got grabbed pretty quickly and doesn't get clear. That's almost holding the ball. If the umpire rules, it will be a bounce. Still about 50 metres from goal.
Into this quarter by just on 27 minutes. The Lions in front by 16 points. Well, knocked out by Reeves, grabbed by Banks over to Dacos, in plenty of trouble there. Both sides are going in pretty hard and having plenty of fresh air shots there, and the umpire will ball it up right on the 50-metre mark, directly in front of the Collingwood goal. But they're trailing by 16 points, and Fitzroy looking the more impressive side in this first quarter. Certainly a different kettle of fish to the last time these two sides met. Chance now for Kerrison to get a hurried kick out wide. Coming in as Taylor, and Pert Taylor's got it. Actually, Pert pushed him into that, looking for Dacos, but right on his tail there was Turner. Pushed him over the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in. A throw-in from about 20 metres around from the Collingwood goal. They're trailing by 16 points. Cloak grabbed that one, couldn't get clear. Reeves got a hurried kick back. It's Williams driving it back. Has a go for Hislop now. He's only got to pick this up, but the little fella's right on his tail, Dwyer. He's grabbed him. He gets a hand pass back, but it's the wrong man. Well dodged by Thornton down there on the back pocket. Out it goes to Phillips and McIver. Oh, great mark to Phillips. Too strong for McIver. So Phillips about 60 metres out from goal. A hand pass coming over to CO. CO lets fly at the goals and kicked it like a full back, but what a perfect pass. He's got it out there to Banks. Well, that'll beat class any time, Pete, won't it?
I don't think he meant to kick it there.
I'm sure he didn't.
He'd be the first to admit it, but Dennis Banks takes it nonetheless.
Well, watch that again. Kicked it off the side of his boot like one of Peter Landy's slices at golf. He's only about 20 metres out from goal. On a bit of an angle, but should put this one through Banksy. Well, if he doesn't, he'll be in plenty of trouble because Collingwood are trailing by 16 points. He's missed it. What a shocker. They're looking a little bit lackadaisical, Collingwood, to me. And
Dacos has missed a couple of ones that he normally would have kicked, and that one was only about 30 metres out.
15 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy just on the 29-minute mark as the ball comes back into play. A chance for Roos. Well, they all fly for that, but playing at the back is Harris. Good scouting out. A hand pass over to Dwyer. Not doing a bad job on the wing again for the second game. Kick by Harris is over the half-forward line. It's the pack fly. Knocked out by the Collingwood defence. There's a go for McGrath right on the boundary line. Picked up by Abernathy. Gets a hurried kick and a good one, but it's not too well placed. And there he is again. Still doing a great job, the boy from Koroit. Over it goes to Reeves. Reeves sends it over the half-forward line. 2 Collingwood players there, but Fellows has got it. And Fellows takes the mark on that half-back flank position for Collingwood with Fitzroy. 5 goals, 131 to Collingwood, 2-4-16 as we see Fellows go down.
Pretty hard to outmark Wes Fellows from the back. His kick to the centre wing position. No one tries to mark it. Seo fires out the handball. Hislop, well done to Handley. 2 of the Collingwood rookies in the play there up to their skipper Mark Williams. Couldn't take the mark. Good opposition from Hinchin. Somebody's lost a boot. Indeed it is Williams. And it will be thrown back into play about 55 metres from goal. Williams is not going to worry about it because he plays right on his doorstep. Cloak and Reeves. Cloak wins that one. There's the siren to end the first quarter. 30 minutes just over. And it shows Fitzroy. Good turn for them. 5-1-31. Leading the Magpies 2-4-16 in our match of the day. About 35,000 fans at VFL Park for our match of the day. And at quarter time, Fitzroy leading by 15 points. 31 plays 16. Knocked away by Fellows. Fitzroy, of course, don't have any top tap ruckman. Dwyer got one in the back. And he'll take the free kick for Fitzroy.
Tell you what, I like this fella's style, Pete. He really goes after it, and he's in their best players so far already.
Only his second game. Dwyer from right centre wing. Up to half forward. Ball fisted away to the arms of Tony Shaw. Goes with a hand pass to Turner, who fumbled. Has left to big Wes Fellows to go for a wild hand pass. Effectively, though, because it comes to Handley. Handley at right centre wing for Collingwood. Long kick to half forward through the hands of Williams. Should have taken that one. Banks backs him up well, though. The hand pass is on to McEwen. McEwen breaks one tackle, gets around Blakey. The shot is not long, though. Pert in front of Taylor, who's well shepherded away by Roos. And Pert gets clear. This time it's a long kick. The message has got through, I think, from David Parkin. Pekin wanted Dwyer again. He's shaping up his best on ground once more. The little boy from Koroit doing well. McGrath takes the mark at right half forward flank. McGrath looks for Osborne, tries to get past Gafer, couldn't do so. 2 Fitzroy players are there. Now who kicked that? 1 point, hit the post, doesn't matter. And so Fitzroy increased their lead by that margin to 16 points. 5-2 to 2-4 in our match of the day. It's past the 1 1/4 minute mark. Abernathy seems to have almost a permanent job down there kicking in because he's probably the longest kick in the Collingwood side. Playing on the half back line. Ball knocked away from Fellows. Tony Shaw puts the body in. Subsequent to that, a free kick going to Dean Turner. High ball, Osborne in front. Just about took that mark too. Socked away by Barwick. Might be a point out of bounds. So a throw in to take place. Left forward pocket for Fitzroy as we approach the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. So a real chance for the Lions to press home their advantage. Phillips and McGrath contesting. Knocked away by Phillips, out of bounds once more.
Out of bounds in that forward pocket position for Fitzroy, about 20 metres around from their goal. They're 16 points in front. 32 plays 16. Just on the 2.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Ball hits the deck now as a chance for Harris. Harris straightens up, fires, but his kick is off target. Chance for Osborne to mark, but it'll beat him and the ball is out of bounds. So it'll be another throw-in from the opposite forward pocket this time, about 10 metres around from the Fitzroy goal. And they've been the far more impressive side in this first, particularly in that first quarter. McGrath against Phillips at the back was Laurie, got the tap down. Dacos going after it, saves it going through that time, goes for the long kick, looking for Mullane, who's got the sit on Turner. Goes the punch, didn't take a chance for trying to mark over him, and the ball is on the boundary line. Turner went over, good anticipation that time by Mullane, and a pass and a good one to Banks. But Banks is playing at half forward. He's down towards the half back line, so he gets a 15-metre penalty. And this is Fitzroy's tactics today. They've stopped Collingwood from running on by smothering and giving away 15 metres. Short pass. Shaw got under that, then he got one in the back after it from Leon Harrison. A good decision by the umpire. There's a lead coming up from Williams. He hasn't spotted him quickly enough. Williams is under tremendous strain there. Had no hope of getting away, but he goes after the ball again. And the umpire will ball it up right on the Collingwood's 50-metre attacking line. So it's 50 metres out from Collingwood's goal, and they're trailing by 16 points. And they need a goal. Fellows taps the ball down, grabbed by Williams. His kick is well smothered. He's got a second chance now. Opportunity knocks twice. He goes for a pass to Taylor. He got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Kerrison was grabbed. Good play on the part of Roos. Over to Dwyer. Just about Fitzroy's best player so far. Down goes Cameron. A chance for McEwen. Smothers the ball. Kicked off the ground beautifully by Laurie. It's out of bounds, but he saved McEwen from getting it. And that's their attitude today. They're a far more aggressive side than the last time these two teams met. Into the quarter by just on 4.5 minutes. Still 16 points the difference on Collingwood's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal.
You're talking about young Dwyer, Lou. He's had 7 kicks and 2 handballs so far. Hislop's kick up towards the 50-metre line. Banks tries to get it away from Blakey. His shadow at the moment. Back to Hislop. Out of bounds. No, kept in play. Finally picked up by Blakey. Tries to spin it to the open spaces, but runs straight into Dacos. Morwood goes down. Gets a hand pass out. Harris tackles hard. Back to Tony Shaw. Over to Hislop. He's offloaded by Williamson. I think you used the term comedy of errors in the first quarter, but the tackling's been good.
I think you'll find that Hislop will be off the ground pretty quickly.
Williamson took that free kick. Over to Dwyer again, so this is possession number 10 for him. That's not a bad effort. And I must agree with you, Lou, just about Fitzroy's best player. He's certainly getting plenty of possessions. Over to Turner. Around McGrath. Will he look for Fellows? No. That's for Abernathy instead. He was just about covered though by McIver. Up to Handley. Oh, he got one on the back. Harris, right centre wing for Fitzroy. Short pass, and that's effective. Mark taken by Barwick. Over to Conlon. Conlon from half forward. Long way from goal. Can't score from there. Down towards the full forward pocket. And a good mark taken by Gafer. Gafer across the goal to Turner. Didn't really gain much from that. They still have possession. Up to Fellows. Good block by Conlon. Might have almost been a free kick. Back to Seo. Crowd thought it should have been. Beautifully picked up by McEwen. He's gone for a hand pass. Back to Seo again. Seo a short pass up towards right half forward flank. Umpire says that's a free kick Collingwood's way. Not much doubt about that. But
well, he grabbed him around the neck as he was coming down, Blakey, that time, Pete.
Banks chipped it in short. Up to Handley, playing well for Collingwood. He kicked their first goal. Dacos, now he's missed 2 so far from similar positions. He's about 50 metres out. On a slight angle.
He's decided he was going to pass then, Pete.
Still gone for a pass, and that is effective. The mark taken by Shane Morwood. Now Morwood will be about 45 metres out. The angle was run about the same. And a badly needed goal for Collingwood, if in fact he can kick it. They've only scored 2 so far and trailed by 16 points. Shane Morwood. Going pretty close, but only 1 point. And so 15 points the difference now in favour of Fitzroy. Scoreboard on Seven's Big League shows Fitzroy 5-2, Collingwood 2-5. And we've been playing 7 minutes into the second quarter.
Ball back into play again, out towards centre half back. Roos got under that one, backing up well as Harris, not playing a bad game either. A hand pass over to Dwyer. That's possession number 11. Best player on the ground, well intercepted by Kerrison. Abernathy can't pick it up. Goes to McIver, well tackled by Abernathy. Now it's Kerrison with a pass to Handley. Just about Collingwood's best player, I would say, too, Pete. Short pass. And McEwen's got it right on the 50-metre mark. Gone for a pass for Taylor. He's upended.
Oh, free kick.
It's a free kick in the back. And the Collingwood crowd going mad because they reckon he's been murdered here today. I think he might have been a bit lucky to get that. We've got one of the famous full forwards at the back. I think he was full forward for Collingwood. Peter McKenna, he was saying no free kick. I can't remember him playing. It was long before my time.
Well, I don't often disagree with Peter, but I think that was a free kick.
Waiting now for the kick by Taylor. Put his first goal on the board. And that's a goal. Goal number 2. I'm sorry about that. So it's Collingwood 3 goals, 5-23 to Fitzroy 5-2-32, a difference of 9 points into this second quarter by just on 8.5 minutes. Well, that was a good, strong goal, and it just goes to show what you can do when you concentrate. There's the pass to McEwen. What's the kick by McEwen? He grubs it virtually. Not a good kick. Well, I don't know whether it was a free kick or not, Pete.
He did fall over firstly, but Pert fell over the top of him.
Well, he could have been a bit lucky.
So he wasn't tripped. He must have given it from the back.
Back in the centre again. 9 points the difference. It's a ding-dong struggly today. Knocked out by Williamson. Down goes Turner. Gets to his feet. The hand pass over to Seo by mistake. He goes down too. He lost sight of it. Kerrison comes in. He's called the advantage rule. Kerrison stopped. Gave it to Phillips. Gets back onto his right boot. Drives it over the centre half forward position. There's Cameron goes down. Tapped on by Cloak. He's been doing that all day. Williams is there, but the umpire will ball it. That's Ruse on the bottom of the pack. And it'll be a ball up on Collingwood's 50-metre mark. Round about the centre half forward position. Geelong Fitzroy 5-2-32 to Collingwood 3-5-23.
Richards thinking of mergers. A bounce 50 metres from the Collingwood goal as Williamson hands the ball back to the umpire. Cloak and Williamson. Williamson decides on some soccer tactics but still can't get the ball into the open spaces. Banks, short pass, Taylor, good mark. No doubt about that one.
Well, you can see the difference in this guy once he starts concentrating on his job, Pete.
Dennis Banks, 6 kicks and 3 handballs, by the way. And that one was a very, very good pass and an excellent lead from Brian Taylor, playing in front of Gary Pert. Doesn't need much room. Or many opportunities, indeed, does Brian Taylor. He's kicked 2, one from a free kick, one from a good mark. Should have a few problems in putting this one through. Well, should not have missed that. 1 point. I don't think Brian will be too happy with that effort. 5-2 to 3-6. 8 points the difference in favour of the Lions. Pert kicks it clear of hand and foot and then goes, well, I was going to say goes long out towards the member stand side, but it wasn't a good kick from Gary Pert.
Well, that's 3 bad kicks that Pert's had off today, Pete, and kept the ball within Collingwood's attack goals, really.
Yeah, wouldn't do much for your confidence at this stage of the game. Clock indicates that we're approaching the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Cloak fumbles, likewise Banks. Harris gets right into him. And umpire Dennis Rich will bounce it.
Banks has played a fine game so far, Pete.
One of Collingwood's best.
He and Hanley, I'd say, they're 2 best players.
9 possessions for Banks and 4 marks. A bounce right half forward for Collingwood. Cloak just about balked Williamson there. Williamson does a Silvio Fascini. It's one of those funny old kicks. Gets it to centre wing though, nonetheless. Phillips back to centre field. Oh, over the top, Morwood, great grab. Fine mark that. He was one of their best players when they beat Fitzroy earlier in the year. That's a great mark, isn't it? On to Fallows at left half forward flank. Fallows has also gone for a pass. Williams, the recipient, marks in front of Hincham. The Magpie skipper some 50 metres from goal at left half forward, out of side. Back into the side today after some work on a knee. Taylor thought about the lead. Now he goes again. And the mark is taken by Banks, though.
Mark number 5.
Banks decides to play on. Gets around Pert. Oh, just about grabbed on the leg, was he? Hand pass comes out to Hincham. As the Troy defence working overtime, they finally get the ball clear. Back it goes to McIver, and he takes the mark in front of Greg Phillips. Played a fairly good first quarter too. Scott McIver, 3 kicks and 3 handballs he's had so far. Conlon back to McIver. McIver a pass to right half forward, tried to find Barwick or Osborne. The ball bounces past Osborne, gets a brilliant bounce. Osborne gets clear, shoots at goal, and has put it through for 4 points. So Richard Osborne bringing up his second goal, the first Fitzroy player to score 2, 6-2 to 3-6 at VFL Park.
Well, that's the difference between the 2 sides at the moment. I think they've had it on their forward line about 3 times for the quarter and they score a goal, whereas Collingwood have had it in play all the time down there, and this is good play. Looked over the shoulder just to see how clear he was, steadied himself, and old Tricky Dicky didn't miss that one, put it through for another goal.
2 to Osborne, McGrath, Reeves, Pekin and Barwick, the other goal kickers for Fitzroy. Ryan Taylor has 2 for Collingwood and Handley 1. 14 points the difference at VFL Park. That was Osborne's second goal.
13 minutes gone. Grabbed by Fellows. A hand pass comes back. A hurried kick that time by Logan. Tapped on by Thornton. Doing a pretty good job over to turn around for Dwyer. Doing a great job out there on the wing. Drives it down there towards the half-forward line as they go now for Handy to come in. Picks it up. Shows a bit of pace. In a bit of trouble. Put Turner under trouble here. The ball is tapped down to McIver. Running shot at goal. And it's marked right on the edge of there. And Conlon. He's got it through. Strong play by Conlon. Fitzroy looking good now. 7 goals, 2-44 to Collingwood 3-6, 24.
Well, Conlon played on there, and it was his strength, I think you might have used the word, Lou, that got him clear of that, because he could have made a meal of that. Let's watch it again.
Well, Turner made a mistake there, went for the tap on, knocked it to McIver, and what's Conlon's strength? Shrugged up and up the off and still got his foot to it. That's the strength of the tank.
And Mickey Conlon putting through his first goal as Clegg comes off and Ricky Barrett on for the Magpies.
Clegg off the ground. Ricky Barham on. They want a bit of pace around the ground because Fitzroy running on top. They're 20 points in front. Knocked out by Fellows. Shaw's getting a hurried kick back there with McEwen and Ruse. Patched on. Oh, good knockout by McEwen over to Morwood. Back to Banks. And there's Williams with a chance now to reply. He's only about 15 metres out from goal. 20 metres out, I would say. Now, they've missed some easy shots, Collingwood. And they're trailing by 20 points. Just over the 14.5-minute mark of this second quarter. This is Williams' sixth kick. There's the kick. And that's a goal. And a badly needed one for Collingwood. 7 goals, 2-44. Fitzroy to the Magpies. 4 goals, 6-30. Well, they've been struggling. They've had the ball, as I said before, Peter, on their forward line far more many times than Fitzroy, but Fitzroy get it down there and they score a goal, as they did within 5 minutes. Their 2 came within 5 minutes.
6 kicks to Mark Williams, 2 marks and 2 handballs. The stats for the Collingwood skipper, capped off there with a very handy goal. They still trail by 14 points.
Into the quarter by just over 15 minutes. 14 points down, Collingwood. Knocked out by Williamson, picked up by Hanley. Drops the ball short and bounced the right way that time. He nearly lost it, Rouge, but a hand pass over to Harris. It's a bit long there for Turner going out the middle, but they've been play on. Turner's grabbed, he got the ball back. Wrong hand pass back to Dacos. Balks, he's grabbed, lost it, he goes after it again. But he's clear now, he goes for a pass. It's all right, Mullane got it on the half volley, but he got one in the back. He'll get a free kick, Mullane, out there on the wing position. No doubt about that. Another box on behind play between Kerrison and Pekin. So Mullane out there about 75, 80 metres out from goal. Running on Mullane. Collingwood trailing by 14 points. The kick is not that good. Punched out by Hinchin. Williamson's there, goes down, gets a hand pass out. Well, finally it's Hinchin getting it out to Conlon. Conlon's kick is a high one back towards Fellows. Off the top of the pack again. Abernathy gets a hand pass to Turner. Back it goes to Phillips. Collingwood get it out of the danger zone. There's 3 Collingwood players here now. Oh, beautifully intercepted by Ruse. Magnificent play. Back from Turner over to Ruse again. Ruse goes after it. He won't give in. McEwen, he's grabbed again, but he's still got it. Back to Turner and holding the ball. Oh, there was some tough play there and some tough tackling by both sides.
Change being made by Fitzroy. And coming onto the ground is Mitchell.
Well, they haven't done their good work there through that beautiful interception that time by Ruse, Pete.
Cameron off. Yes, it was a great steal, that, wasn't it? Ball up towards the centre wing position. Man out of bounds will be the result of all that. 17 and a quarter minutes into the term. 14 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. 7-2 to 4-6. Knocked away by Fellows. The umpire's found the free kick. It's going to Fitzroy. Reeves prepares to come on. Here, the changes being made all over the place now. Coming on for Collingwood is Lockman. Haven't seen him before. Over the top of Seo, that's a mark. Taken for Fitzroy by McGrath. McGrath, a short pass out wide. Didn't really gain much from that. This is Grant Laurie. There's his little Dwyer. He gets clear of Morwood, does he? Good tackle. Just about holding the ball. Dwyer still trying to get it clear. Can't do so, almost out of bounds.
I reckon that was holding the ball. It was a magnificent tackle by Morwood that time.
Very lucky not to get penalised. 10 kicks and 2 handballs for Dwyer. McGrath and Phillips. Morwood. And he gives it straight to Leon Harris. Harris has a shot at goal. That's not bad either, but throw only for 1 point. So a point to the Roys at the 18.5-minute mark of the second quarter. They're third behind, 7-3 to 4-6. The difference is 15 points. And Abernathy once again has the task of bringing the ball back into play. Reeves preparing to come on for Fitzroy. He replaced Williamson at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, so maybe Parkin's going to do the same thing again. Handley, probably Collingwood's best player so far with Dennis Banks. And speaking of Banks, he's outmarked on this occasion though by the player that's just come onto the ground, and that's Mitchell. A hand pass onto Roos. Roos, short pass out wide. There he is again, all over the place. This little fellow, Dwyer. Lovely ball. Long kick. That's a fine mark for Peakett. Laurie. He's right on the 50-metre line. Lead being made by Osborne. Gafer sticking right with him. So Grant Laurie. Beanpole has a shot at goal. And that's an excellent kick by Grant Laurie. He's put it through for a goal. And so Fitzroy seem to have the answers so far. 8-3 to 4-6, 21 points in favour of the Lions.
Well, they're certainly playing the better football. It's a beautiful kick from Grant Laurie, who's played most of his football in defence, and of course they've got him playing at centre-half, or they have over the last few weeks. He's made a pretty good job of it too.
Grant Laurie, the 7th Fitzroy player so far in the match to kick a goal. The only player with more than one is Richard Osborne. Brian Taylor has 2 goals for Collingwood. On 7's big league, we're now 20 minutes into the second quarter, 21 points the difference, and that was Grant Laurie's first goal.
21 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. Reeves gets a hand pass back to Leon Harris, doing a pretty good job around the packs today. As they go now for Barwick's tapped it on. There's the little fella again, and look at him go, Dwyer. Kicked by Laurie, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go back. It'll go back to Billy Logan out there at half forward, about 60 metres out from goal.
Hasn't played a bad game either, Luke.
Certainly played well in that first quarter, Pete. He really got them running.
5 kicks, 2 handballs.
There's the kick by Logan. And they all get under that. Richard Osborne going after it now, but it's touched off the pack and through for 1 point. So it's 22 points the difference into this second quarter by just on 21 minutes. And Fitzroy looking the better side. Collingwood messing around too much. There's not much coordination between the Collingwood players at all. And their defence, very, very loose indeed. Ball back into play again. Fellows and Reeves. Neither can take the mark. As a go for Turner, a hand pass coming over now. And this is Lockman. Lockman's kick is out there towards the wing position, but a bad kick picked up by Thornton over to Roos. Roos wide. But there's a charge for McGrath. Couldn't hold that mark. As a go for the little fella now. He's clear. He'll go for a kick up there towards the full forward position. Oh, Osborne's got it. No, he dropped it. He'll go for a kick. He's got it now. It'll be a goal. I thought it might have been a push in the back to Gafer, but the umpire gave him the all clear.
3 goals to Richard Osborne.
9-4-58 Fitzroy looking mighty good to Collingwood 4-6-30.
Well, was it a push in the back or was it not? Let's take a look at it now in replay. I didn't think it was.
You watch it.
Dwyer doing a lot of damage out there. No, he didn't push him. I didn't think so.
I think he gave him a little touch.
Gafer just overran the ball and couldn't recover. Osborne recovered the better. 28 points the difference. 22 minutes gone in the second quarter. Fitzroy having a field day at the moment, but Collingwood, I'm sure, will come back in the second half. Picked up by Harris. His kick is marked by Thornton. Thornton gets it over and turned to Dean Turner. Turner from centre field, straight down the guts of the ground. A good knock on. That was by Laurie. Into the forward pocket, and Gafer gets there first. Osborne gives him the heave-ho. It's out of bounds. No, he's out of bounds. Abernathy, short pass, marked by Fellows. Back it goes to Lockman. Lockman from half-back to Phillips. To Kerrison. This is looking a little bit better. Kerrison to half-forward, tries to find Banks. Can't do so. Blakey. Roos. Roos short from half-back. Logan, centre wing. Fitzroy cutting them to pieces at the moment. Turner again. Turner short of right half forward, short pass, badly directed one, and the mark is taken by his namesake down there at half back. Turner to Abernathy. It's around Reeves. In towards centre field. Nicky Conlon Too strong. Fitzroy looking too aggressive at the moment. Blakey. Peter Donegan's a great fan of his. Down towards half forward, the mark is taken by Barham. They're not Barham, yes it is. Over the top of Reeves. Barham started on the bench. Collingwood needed him to fire, certainly today. Gaffer. Gaffer's kick is a short one, but David Cloak takes the mark at the right half-back flank. Haven't seen too much of Cloak today. Under Danny Seo to Morwood, who took a sensational mark in the first quarter. Morwood around Conlon. Short pass up to half forward, tried to find Williams, backing up for Fitzroy as Ruse. He's played a slashing game today too. That steal he made earlier in this quarter was absolutely terrific. On to Conlon at half back, and Conlon going straight down the ground again. Long kick by the tank. Out comes Laurie, another mark, and Laurie marks about 40 metres from goal.
Collingwood defence are completely bewildered down there. They're making position beautifully, the Fitzroy forwards, and of course that was a great pass. And also a great mark, or a great lead and a good mark taken to Laurie. Laurie's already kicked one goal, going for goal number 2 from about 30 metres out on a very slight angle.
Similar spot, he got that goal too, Luke.
Collingwood trailing by 28 points, and they're really in the hot seat now. Waiting on that kick. And there's no doubt about it. So Fitzroy move on now to 10 goals for 64 to Collingwood stagnating 4 goals 630.
34 points the difference, 2 to Laurie and 3 to Richard Osman, the major goal kickers for Fitzroy.
Well, there's the lead and a good mark. That's the kick by Laurie, and that's Laurie's second goal. Of course, their forward line looking good. The Collingwood defence is very loose, but when they get the ball in their forward line, they've got no system at all up there. The Magpies. Turner is certainly not picking up Laurie well enough.
7th big league from VFL Park, 34 points the difference. That was Laurie's second goal.
25 minutes gone of this second quarter. It's been all Fitzroy as the ball comes back to Hanley. He's grabbed that time by Turner, couldn't by Pekin it was. Pushed on again by Logan, coming back now to meet it. Here's Abernathy, gets a hurried kick back out there towards Kerrison. He scoops the ball in front of him. Turner's after him. He's grabbed him, unbalanced him. He goes for a hand pass back to Phillips. He's about the only defender they've got. Phillips to Hanley.
It's played well then, Luke.
Little bit hesitant, but finally gets the kick back over the half-forward line, but there's no one there. Well marked that time by Hitchens. I said before, no system on their forward line whatsoever, Collingwood. They've gone back to what they were about 8 weeks ago. We're taking a bit of credit away from Fitzroy because they're playing great football as we see Pekin take the mark away from Dacos. Goes for a pass again, and Turner's got it out there on the centre wing position. Collingwood looking pretty slow. So it's Pekin. Is by McGrath. McGrath out there on the centre wing position. The difference 34 points. And they'll need a superhuman effort in the second half. Collingwood are going to be in the game. Conlon got a hand to it. Down goes Morwood. Taps it onto Barwick. Barwick on the boundary line. Up there towards the full forward position. A chance for Turner to mark. And he's got it right in the goal square. Right on the line. So at the 26.5-minute mark, it's Fitzroy in a pretty good position. 10-4-64 to Collingwood 4-6-34.
I'll tell you what, luckily, he'll have to take that kick again.
Well, as I said before, the defence is very, very loose, and there's not much system up there on their forward. They haven't got many players on top today. They've had plenty of good players. Fitzroy, on the other hand, well, knocked out by McIver. Ricky Barn with a hand pass coming over to Gaffer. Gaffer at half back. He doesn't know where to go. He's going to lose this if he's not careful. Over it goes to Lockman. Lock with the pass. It'll be okay, and it's marked by Seo. Seo is out on the centre wing position. 15-metre penalty just about, I would say.
Intentional one, too.
Well, they've been doing it pretty successfully today, and it stopped Collingwood in their tracks. Back to Lockman again. A hurried kick up there towards the forward pocket. Banks getting under that one. The umpire said no free kick. Well tackles. Williams misses the ball. Picked up by Roos. Sidesteps beautifully. Grabbed that time by Mitchell. Back it goes again. Over to Logan. Logan at centre half back will go for the pass. Drops it a bit short. Out it comes towards Conlon and Kerrison having a great battle. It's Kerrison going safe. And he's gone for the boundary line. I think he was a bit too far out for the umpire to say he deliberately knocked that out of bounds. But I think he did. But he had distance in his favour, Pete.
That was the only thing that saved him.
I'd reckon 10 goals for 64. He's let it go from about 30 metres out. The ball back into play again. Grabbed by Shaw. Over it goes now to Abernathy. Drops the kick short. Little Hanlon's got it on the centre wing position. Thank heavens they got him around the ground. Over it goes now to Lockman's had a couple of kicks since coming onto the ground, and Banks has got it right on the 50-metre mark. Collingwood still trailing by 34 points. Over it goes now to Lockman looking for Taylor. Taylor got it. He's right on the goal square. He's already kicked two, but he's missed a couple of easy ones. He's only about 7 metres out from goal.
Among Lockman's had 5 kicks since he came on, so that's not bad.
He's tried very hard, Pete.
There he is, getting it down to Brian Taylor. A good mark this to Taylor. Strong grab, wasn't it?
Going for goal number 3. Shouldn't miss this one. I think he squeezed it in, so the difference now 28 points.
Scoreboard, Sevens big league. Fitzroy 10-4-64. Collingwood 5-6-36. Brian Taylor 3. Collingwood's leading goal kicker. Williams has 1 and Handley 1. The Fitzroys have been spread around, 3 to Richard Osman and 2 to Laurie. The remainder are singles, but it's been a good effort so far by Fitzroy. Banks and Taylor, indeed, the only forwards that Collingwood have had. Taylor certainly has made the most of limited opportunities, although, as Lou said, he did miss one that he should have got. Time on being played, second quarter. 4.5 minutes of it have already gone. Fitzroy player goes down, that's Reeves. Chance for Fitzroy to get clear. The ball driven up towards the left half forward flank. That was by Logan. Conlon, 50 metres out. He'll go for a run. He'll have a shot at goal from there. Mickey Conlon, he loves a shot at goal. That is a gem, Mickey. The umpire, though, has pulled him up for running too far.
I think he was a bit tough on Conlon then, Peter. Oh, that was a hot case.
Red hot.
I didn't even think he ran too far.
Let's see how many he runs.
Well, you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20 yards. Yes, has to agree with the umpire after that. Cloak goes for the handball. Back to Tony Shaw. Barham in front. Takes the mark on centre wing. Barham playing on young Mitchell out there. So the veteran on the rookie. Barham trying to use all his experience and guile to get clear. Gets a 15-metre penalty out of it. Plenty of Collingwood tall timber out there, but Pert knocks it away from Taylor. Picked up by Reeves. Reeves at left half-back flank onto Turner. Turner chipping it in short. CO, good mark, and got one behind the ear for his trouble from Conlon. Danny CO at right centre wing. Shocking kick, though. It might come out okay. And the mark is taken by Mullane. Bad hand pass onto Handley. He's caught. Turner. Kerrison.
It's a free kick, Pete.
Kerrison breaks clear as the siren goes. Collingwood player just about out to it down there. That's young Handley. He's been their best player. So plenty of action in the time-on period of the quarter, with the half-time score showing Fitzroy leading 10-4-64, Collingwood 5-6-36.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too, in all club colours and badges. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
Second half of the match from VFL Park, and we begin the third quarter with Fitzroy leading by 33 points. 10-4 to 5-6. Around about 35,000 fans in attendance here this afternoon. Williams for Collingwood up to the edge of the square. Ball picked up by Roos, and he's played a slashing game for the Lions in defence this afternoon. Almost a mark taken down there by CO. It's Harris. Short pass to the 50-metre line. Laurie got one in the back. And Laurie will take the free kick for Fitzroy. Kicked 2 good goals in the second quarter, Grant Laurie, from a position a little bit closer in. He's 65 metres out here. Good mark to Abernathy. Abernathy looking for a 15-metre penalty.
Well, it's paid dividends, this hanging on by Fitzroy, because it stopped Collingwood getting their running game going, Pete.
It certainly has so far. They've been the better side. Banks, a juggle, not paid. Williams. It's for Barham with the kick off the ground. Barham throws it out the Banks. Umpire has penalised him for that. Free kick to Fitzroy on right centre wing.
There's a 15-metre penalty for Banks doing that too, Peter.
Free kick to go to Billy Logan. He started off in great fashion in the first quarter. Logan a short pass into centre half forward. Cloak gets into the back of McGrath. And then a free kick going to that player. McGrath plays on quickly to McIver. McIver from the edge of the square, a short pass. Osborne and Gaither. Out comes Kerrison, beats both of them. Two number 44s do battle. Richard Osborne just about got run over in the rush. Finally picked up by Kerrison, but the umpire says it's a free kick to Richard Osborne for a push in the back. So Fitzroy doing the better in the free kick department in the third quarter. A short pass, the mark taken by Turner.
Collingwood have Fellows off the ground. I don't know if he's injured or not, Pete. And, of course, we've got Collingwood have got Cloak in the first ruck.
Well, Cloak was very quiet during the first half of the match as Turner takes the kick.
The kick by Turner's across towards centre half forward. Tapped on by Gay for a gain by Hanley it was. Picked up now by Williams. A hand pass coming over to Lockman, who played very well in the first, that second quarter when coming on the ground. Picked up by Tony Shaw. Oh, it was a bad hand pass to Gay. He gets it back to Shaw again. A hand pass coming over now to Mullane, who's had a very difficult job on that young Dwyer. Up it goes to Taylor and Pert, knocked on by Taylor. Pert goes after it again, and it's finally forced out of bounds. But at least it's in Collingwood's attacking zone, about 40 metres around from their goal. Well, they're playing with no purpose at all, Collingwood. Very undecided about their hand passing and kicking. Knocked out by the big fella Taylor, picked up nicely by Pert, goes for the boundary line and has paid dividends. It's out of bounds. So this time it's about 50 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Leon Harris has been pretty well on top of Tony Shaw today too, Peter.
Done a great job.
Grabbed by Banks, but he ran into a brick wall there, couldn't get clear, and the umpire's going to ball it up around about the 50-metre mark on Collingwood's attacking zone.
15 possessions to Leon Harris, just further to that, Lou.
Just over the 3-minute mark of this third quarter, a vital one for the Magpies because Fitzroy are 28 points in front. There's a hand pass coming back that time to Shaw. He was upended, but it was over the line and out of bounds. So they're gradually working it around to that 60-metre mark on their half back line, Fitzroy, and that suits their style of play. Shaw got up a bit early. The ball knocked out by Williamson. Down goes, I think it might be Turner, and the umpire will ball it up. Still on that half-forward line for Collingwood, about 75 metres out from their goal. So not making much headway out there, the Magpies, into attack. Been all astray today. Knocked on by Cloak, looking for Hanley, but it beats him again. Still on Collingwood's half-forward line. So the Fitzroy defence bottling play up there, and that suits their style. They're 28 points in front. Knocked out by Cloak, grabbed by Shaw. He's soon collared that time by Williamson, picked up by Banks. There's a chance for Taylor now. He took one on the back, and the umpire, he said he was holding onto his wrist. And the Collingwood crowd going mad. They reckon Taylor gets murdered, but he certainly dishes it out too, and he's got the free kick here now. So Taylor, who has kicked 3 goals, has missed a couple of easy ones. You can see him hang onto his arm there.
He was too.
No doubt about that. Was a good decision by the umpire. Now Taylor would be about no more than 20 metres out from goal directly in front, and Collingwood badly needing a goal here. And that's a goal. So it's Fitzroy, 10 goals for 64 to Collingwood 6-6-42. That's a difference of 22 points, and it's given the Magpies a bit of heart, I would say, Pete.
First score in the third quarter, coming up at the 5-minute mark of the term, and the goal to Brian Taylor. That was his 4th and his 2nd from a free kick. So, as Lou said, it's given Collingwood a little bit of heart. They needed the first goal in this third quarter, and they've got it through Brian Taylor. Got a good duel between those two, but Pert definitely hanging on. The free kick was certainly there. 5 1/4 minutes gone. Third term, 22 points the difference. The crowd finding voice now. 10-4 to 6-6. Sia. Past Harris. Opportunity for Williamson. Got one on the back. Or on the shoulder. Whatever. And Williamson to put Fitzroy back into attack. Williamson, right off the side of the boot. Now towards Peakin on centre wing. Lockman. Gets the hand pass in the direction of Morwood, who tries to crash his way through. Successfully gets it out to Dacos. Now Dacos is on his own. He's got a Paddock to move in here. Dacos, he's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. It's on to Handley. Back it goes to Dacos. He's missed a couple so far. Doesn't know which way to go. Finally goes in long towards the goal square. Bad disposal. Chance for Barham, though, after a fumble. Back it comes to Barham again. Brushes Williamson's tackle aside. Puts it through for a goal. Collingwood second of the quarter, and the Magpies are back in business. Scoreboard. 7's big lead. 10-4 to 7-6.
Well, they had to struggle for that then, Pete. They were messing about a bit. Dacus took a fortnight to get rid of it after Hanley gave it to him. Now, he didn't know where to go. He couldn't find anyone. It was actually a bad kick. We see the ball go across here, and the mark dropped that time. It was a difficult one, but well tackled by the big fella Williamson, but he shrugged him up okay, Barham, and finally scooped it through for a goal.
Ricky Barham's first goal, and Collingwood now right back in business. Barham's first goal, 64, plays 48, a difference of 16 points. Good tackle by Mullane. The umpire says there it's going to be a bounce. Collingwood fans looking for a free kick for holding the ball, but there is none there against Blakey.
Pretty close.
Dennis Banks being spoken to by the umpire. Banks having a few words to say, well, that's a no-win situation. Umpires are like elephants, they never forget. Cloak and Williamson, won by Williamson. Knock on by Fitzroy, but the ball intercepted though by Phillips. Phillips out wide, Abernathy and Barwick racing forward. Backup support from Seo. McIver went for the hand pass. Mullane tries to brush through Conlon, can't do so. Conlon wins out. High ball up towards the 50-metre line. Two Collingwood players are there, spoiled each other. It was Cloak at the back. On the shoulder the umpires played. Well, I thought there were two or three Collingwood players.
I think you were right, Peters. Cloak gets that lucky free kick out there at half-back. It made a difference since going into the ruck. And of course, there's a good pass to Mullane. Mullane out there on the centre wing position. Collingwood now trailing by 16 points. Up it goes to Williamson. The umpire called Williams, I should say, a scrimmage out there on that half-forward line for Collingwood. Comes out to Dacos, over to Hanley in plenty of trouble, but still gets a kick back there towards the forward pocket. Bruce coming in to meet it. Grabs it right on the boundary line. Clears the ball back. A chance for Turner. Flying high was Mullane. Picked up that time by Shaw. A pass, and Ricky Barnes got it. And Ricky coming on in that second quarter. He's already kicked the goal. He's telling him he's going for the long kick, telling Taylor to get back. There it is at the back of the pack. He's put it through for a goal. What a ripper, Ricky Barham.
2 goals to Barham.
Oh, he's made the difference. 10 points the difference, and the Magpies are back in business. 10 goals, 4-64 Fitzroy to Collingwood 8-6-54.
2 to Barham, 4 to Taylor. Great kick by Barham, indicating, as Lou said, he's going to kick long. I don't think he expected to kick a goal from 60 metres out, but it landed in the square, and Williams and Taylor, all they had to do was to let it go through. The bounce did the rest. Crowd comes to light. 10 points the difference, as Collingwood have booted 3 goals in 6 minutes. Fitzroy held scoreless so far in this quarter. Leon Harris was one of their leading possession gatherers before half-time. Williamson and Cloak picked up by Mullane. Ball knocked back Collingwood's way again. Good tackle by Barham, but it rebounds to Harris. Morwood got into his back. Leon Harris will take the free kick. Harris at centre field. Only 10 points the difference as he gets the hand pass onto Pekin. Pekin from inside the square. Short pass. The mark taken by Turner. Turner at the 50-metre line. Osborne. 35 metres out of the angle, shoots at goal. Wobbly punt kick through for a pointer out of bounds. It's out of bounds. So luck not going Fitzroy's way, and they still haven't scored in this quarter. Turner to take the free kick for the Magpies. Turner at back pocket left. 50-metre defence line in front is Lockman.
Played a fairly good game since coming on, this kid too, Peter.
Has done well. Lockman's pass to Phillips. Phillips clear of McIver, dummied the hand pass. Handley around Conlon. Long ball up towards half forward, in front is Williams, over the top Taylor, almost a Williams mark. The umpire says no sir. Play on they do. Out it comes to Pekin. Pekin to, he was almost going to go to Turner. Good tackle by Williams. That was on McIver. Now it's back to Turner at centre field. Turner to Conlon. Kerrison won't catch him. Conlon a short pass down towards left half forward flank. Mark missed by Gafer. Gafer and Osborne might be into his back. On the shoulder, free kick finally going to the Woods.
I think you called it early. He was into his back before that, Pete.
He paid the second one, didn't he? Out to Kerrison. Wobbly punt kick to centre wing. A good safe mark for Fitzroy, taken by Mitchell. Trying to find Loken. Loken doesn't let him down. Good safe mark on centre wing in front of Danny Seo.
Loken out there at half forward. The difference now, what,
10 points.
10 points, Pete. Falling short. Cloak in front. Going through his little... here he goes, little Dwyer. Left foot snap at goal. The little fella's off target. And it's through for 1 point. So it's 11 points the difference now.
That's their first score of the quarter at the 11 3/4 minute mark.
I think they may have taken him off the wing. He might be roving. He's down there on the forward line. He was certainly their best player in the first half of the game. There was no doubt about that.
14 kicks and 2 handballs he had.
Waiting on Abernethy to bring the ball back into play. Collingwood trailing by 11 points after starting this quarter 28 points behind. Ball comes down now to Gayfer. Couldn't pick that up. Goes for a hand pass. Umpire will ball it up about 50 metres out, 55 metres out from the Fitzroy goal. Magpies down by 11 points into this third quarter by just on 12 and a half minutes. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Fitzroy. They've picked up quite a few free kicks in this quarter too, Pete.
I think it's not the number of free kicks, Lou, but where you get them. 3 so far, 21-17 in favour of Fitzroy.
Ball falls short. Has a chance now for the... that's a good strong mark by Maud. He's allowed to play on a hand pass. Coming over a bad one. Tapped on by Phillips, but there's Williamson there in the thick of things. That was bad play on the Maud, on part of Maud after doing such a great job taking that mark. So it'll be a ball up round about the centre half forward position for Fitzroy. They're in front by 11 points. Packet goes from Cloak over to Phillips. Barham coming in, taps the ball on. As they go now for Lockman, overruns the ball, but beautifully picked up by Ricky Barham. Gets a hand pass back to Lockman. He overruns the ball. This allows Dwyer to get it out now to Billy Logan. A hand pass coming out to Pekin. Another one over now. There's McIver over to Leon Harris. 50 metres out. Hooks the ball over. Chance for bad pass. Looking that time for Osborne, and Cloak's in the way to take the mark. So Fitzroy under plenty of pressure now. The Magpies looking a lot better than they did in that first half. There's a pass, a dangerous one, but it's okay, and Turner's got it. He's around about the 50 defence mark. Oh, it took a fortnight to get rid of that, but he was lucky. Gayfer, Ricky Barham has already kicked 2 goals in this quarter. A beautiful pass out to Lockman again. Out there on that half-forward flank looking for Taylor. Not a good kick. There's a go from McEwen. He's hardly beside it. Picked up by Hanley. Running to an open goal. A beautiful ball. And he's put it through. So the difference now only 5 points, and the Magpies have really got a chance. 10-5, 65 Fitzroy. The Collingwood 9-6-60.
Collingwood have kicked 4 straight this quarter. 12 kicks, 4 marks and 3 handballs for Hanley, and that was his second goal as we watch that passage of play and replay. Lockman, and we've mentioned him before, he's done well since he came on. Pass out wide. The fumble made by Roos. Conlon couldn't catch Handley. He balked around 2 players, and from 15 metres out put through his second to bring the Magpies 2 within 1 goal of the Royals.
Well, he just to be about their best player, Pete.
Well, he's been their most consistent player, let's say that, in the centre bounce infringement. Collingwood getting right on top now as Williams gives it to Cloak for the free kick. Cloak from centre field. He's done well since he's been moved into the ruck in this quarter with fellows off the ground. Blakey wobbles the punt kick towards centre field, knocked away from Cloak actually by Seo, and it's picked up by McIver. McIver, left half forward flank, loose ball, opportunity for Abernethy, gets offloaded by Barwick, out of bounds. A throw in. Fitzroy still to score a goal in this term. Been outplayed totally by Collingwood, although they still lead by 5 points.
What do they kick this quarter? 1 point, Pete, have they?
They've kicked 1 point, and Collingwood have kicked 4 goals straight. 15 1/4 minutes gone, knocked away by Cloak. Harris may get there first, beats Mullane to it. Mullane wins out nonetheless. In front, Roos takes the mark in front of McEwen and gets a 15-metre penalty from the umpire as well. Fitzroy need to steady down quickly. Up to Osborne. Dwyer past Barham. He was easily Fitzroy's best player in the first half. He's gone for a pass, and that's effective. Leon Harris grabs it in front of Mark Williams. Now Harris is 60 metres out at least. Lead made by Richard Osborne. He's decided to ignore that. Now he's gone for a pass. It's in short. Barwick and Abernethy. Turner. Abernethy again. Inside the 50-metre defence line. His kick up towards centre wing. Now it bounces okay for Harris, but Banks is right there on his hammer. So too is Handley. He's got little support. Beats both of them. Well played from Harris. The hand pass is on to Turner. Out it goes to Mitchell. Finally hooked it back up towards Laurie. And he's got the mark. And Laurie's kicked 2 goals. Grant Laurie would be about 40 metres out from goal. He kicked those 2 in the previous quarter. And the goal here would be a real steadier for Fitzroy. And they certainly need one. They haven't scored one so far in the term, which has been in progress nearly 17 minutes. 6 kicks and 4 marks to Grant Laurie. Laurie directly in front. It's a mammoth kick. The distance is there.
Hit the post, Pete.
So 1 point. The Roy's still to score a goal in the 3rd quarter. And the scoreboard shows Fitzroy 10-6, leading Collingwood by a goal.
Into the quarter by just over 17 minutes. Short pass. It's okay. Grabbed there by Kerrison down there in the back pocket. He goes long, but there's no one there for Collingwood. He's kicked it straight there to Mitchell on his own. Mitchell quickly plays on a good pass, and Big Williamson's got the ball about 60 metres out from goal. Speed said there's yet to score a goal in this 3rd quarter, Fitzroy. This one drops a bit short. Coming in as Cloak and CO. CO got under it. Ball kicked up by McGrath. And there's a strong mark in defence this time by Gayfer. Hand pass coming over to Williams. Williams goes for a pass. It's all right, and Banks has got it down there at half back. He's certainly a long way from that half forward flank. Banks's kick is back towards the wing position. Ricky Barham comes over. He's grabbed it. He's played a fine 3rd quarter. This fellow kicking 2 goals. He's put a bit of life down there in attack, Pete.
He's made the difference, hasn't he?
And don't forget that young Lockman coming on the ground in the 2nd quarter. Short pass. A good one to Tony Shaw. He's been pretty quiet today. Another short pass to Lockman, the boy I was talking about, and he's grabbed it down there at just inside the 50-metre mark. Waiting now for Taylor to get back into position because they want someone up there to take a mark. He's got around his opponent beautifully. Has a running shot at goal. And he's put it through, the young fellow.
Scores a level.
Scores a level. Well, he's done a marvellous job since coming on, young Lockman. 10 goals, 66 points apiece. I think the moment he stepped on the ground, he picked up a kick. Pete, there's a beautiful balk around young Dwyer, who's been a fine player for Fitzroy, incidentally, too.
Well, Lockman 9 kicks, 2 marks and 2 handballs. And remember, as Lou said, he didn't start the game at the bounce. He started on the bench. He's done well.
Certainly has. Back in the centre again. Scores dead level, 66 points apiece. Just on the 19-minute mark, there's a free kick again to Collingwood. That's the 2nd one they've had. So things are starting to fall into place for the Magpies. And Cloak has made a heck of a difference since going into the ruck. Oh, there's Norwood. He's going to pay that mark. Roos is trying to claim it. Now he's given it to Roos. Well, he's right, Roos. That was a good decision by the umpire.
Man in front. You should watch it again.
Yes, it Roos all the way, Pete.
Interesting one. I don't know whether the Collingwood supporters would agree with it, because it was certainly a spectacular grab. Tony Shaw, no mistake about that one. Shaw at left half forward flank. Starting to come into the match now. After Harris have done a particularly good job on him. Knocked down by Roos, picked up by his opposite number 1, Barham. Down it goes to Pekin, just about grabbed when not in possession by Barham. And hustled over the line by McEwen. Barham looking for a free kick, going crook. That doesn't achieve much.
Collingwood tackling a lot better than they did in the first half of the match, Pete. They were woeful in the tackling department.
Well, they found a lot more in desperation too. They had little in the first 2 quarters. We will see a bounce inside Collingwood's 50-metre line. It's pretty wet down there, so the ball thrown in the air, picked up by Reeves. It's a free kick going to Brian Taylor.
Well, he reckons he balked him. Reeves is bewildered with that decision, Pete.
Oh, I don't know. Let's watch it again.
Well, he did balk him, but I don't know whether it was bad enough for a free kick. He's not too happy about it, young Reeves.
It'll come back. Reeves continuing the talk of the umpire. I thought Reeves was going for the ball myself.
Ricky Barham going up the Taylor to tell him to have a shot.
Well, Taylor would be just about within kicking distance. He's 50 metres out. He will be when he kicks. He's got 4 so far. 2 from free kicks. And he's got another one here. It's a good long kick. Any score will put Collingwood in front. And that score is 1 point. So the Magpies lead by that margin after they trailed by 33 points. 66 plays 67. Blakey. McIver, not a good hand pass. Loose ball out the Moorwood. The tackling is loose. It has improved. Williams has a shot at goal. Pretty close. A goal. Collingwood by 7. So Fitzroy have fallen in a heap. Collingwood 11-7-73. Fitzroy 10-6-66.
And one of the Magpies kicked for this quarter. 6 goals too. They haven't scored a goal yet, Fitzroy. Pete, is that right?
Excellent tackle by Dennis Banks.
Well, that's fatal when you go short on that back line when you're under tremendous pressure like Fitzroy are at the moment. That was a dead set giveaway to Collingwood.
2 goals to Mark Williams, and Collingwood in front now, as I said, by 7 points. They trailed 64-36 at half-time. 11-7 to 10-6, 73-66, 22 minutes gone in the third term.
And Cloak dominating the ruck as Hanley gets one out now to Mullane. It'll bounce okay. He's got it at a half-forward. A hand pass to McEwen. Back to Mullane. Mullane at the 50-metre mark up there towards Taylor. It's too long. A chance there for Dacos. Got a hand who is going to go for a snap here for a goal. He's got it through. I'll wait for the result. Yes, a goal. 13 points in front. That's the Magpies. 7th goal for the quarter. And Fitzroy, what have they haven't scored one, Pete?
No.
So it's 12 goals, 7-79. Collingwood running hot at the moment. 10-6-66 Fitzroy. McEwen, a quiet player so far, but that was a good hand pass to Mullane. Dacos has to struggle here, knocked on by Perp, but he gets around him quite easily and kicks a goal. Well, we're back in the centre again. 13 points the difference at the 23-minute mark. Grabbed by Cloak again, over to Shaw. What a job Cloak's doing in the ruck. Back it goes towards Dacos. Got one hand to it, not good enough. Picked up by Roos, goes wide towards the wing position. Coming in 2 Collingwood players. It's Moorwood. Going for a pass, not a good one to Ricky Barham. Played on that time by Fitzroy. Pushing it over the line was Hinchin. So it's out of bounds on Collingwood's half-forward line. About 60 metres around from the Collingwood goal. They're in front by 13 points. You wouldn't have given 20 cents from them at half-time. Roos. Now Roos at half-back shoots the ball back there towards the wing position. The back is Cloak. He's got it.
Free kick.
It'll be a free kick against Seo for hanging on to McGrath. But there's no doubt about... Well, he certainly hung on there, Pete. There's no doubt about it. Cloak's made a difference to Collingwood.
And Barham.
Ball coming back now. Gayfer couldn't grab that one. Pushed on again by Turner. Down he goes. They're still on the boundary line. Picked up here by McIver. A hand pass to Turner. It's too long. This has given Mullane a bit of a chance. Oh, he cocked one a bit high. The umpire called plain as Mitchell goes for a short pass. Pushed on here now by Lockman. Couldn't get clear. They're scrambling and Williams gets out. That was Mullane getting it out. Finally it comes back to Moorwood. A hand pass out wide to Tony Shaw coming into the game now. Back it goes to Seo. Seo with a hand pass coming over now to Lockman again. Lockman, oh, bad kick. This gives Hinchin a chance, but he's run into Ricky Barham. He's got him. Roos can't pick it up. He goes down. They pile on top of him, and the umpire will ball it up. Pressure football put on here now by the Magpies, and Fitzroy not standing up to it too well.
Richard Osborne in the hands of the trainers looks in a little bit of bother down there.
Well, they'll certainly miss him. Ball tapped on again. 13 points the difference. Collingwood in front, picked up by Roos, still battling on well in defence. As it gets McGrath at the back of the pack, punched out again by Collingwood, tapped on by Shaw as they go now. Oh, the Seo was grabbed, didn't have the ball, and Seo will take the free kick right out there on the edge of the square towards the wing position.
Time on being played in the third quarter. Seo's gone for a hand pass. The Lions still to score a goal in this term. Tony Shaw up towards the full forward position. Big pack of players down there. Williams finally gets it out to Handley. Handley has a shot at goal. That could be their 8th for the quarter. It is. Oh, they're kicking them from everywhere, Collingwood. They're running right over Fitzroy. That was Handley's 3rd. They've kicked 8 goals, 2 in this quarter. 13-7-85 to 10-6-66.
I'm not kidding, Pete. You couldn't imagine this side playing like that after their first half, could you?
You would think there were 2 different sides out there.
And if they were horses, they'd be swabbed long ago. Handley playing a fantastic game. That's goal number 3 for Handley.
Well, Handley, I thought, was their best player with Dennis Banks before half-time. He's now had 14 kicks and 4 handballs.
And Cloak's made the difference since going into the ruck.
66 plays 85. Collingwood giving Fitzroy a football lesson at the moment. Harris boots them forward. And the mark taken by Little Dwyer. Tries to get clear. Gets legged by Lockman. Gone for the hand pass to McIver. McIver goes for a short pass. It was really short because it was intercepted by Phillips. Phillips out towards the centre wing position. Blakey and Banks.
What Collingwood have done, they've put Lockman onto Dwyer, Pete.
done a good job.
Put Mullane onto the other side of the ground. Of course, that's taking young Dwyer out of the game, who was the best player on the ground the first half.
He's had 15 kicks and 3 handballs, though, but 12 of those were before half-time.
Well, he's had 2 kicks this quarter.
Out of bounds again in front of Loken this time, and Morwood. Once again, it'll be a throw-in. 26.5 minutes into the term. Richard Osborne still limping. Now, let's see what happened to Osborne. There it was. And as I said, he's still limping, so that's further bad news for Fitzroy. They look down the gurgler well and truly at the moment. But, of course, Collingwood fought back from a 28-point deficit at half-time. Can Fitzroy fight back as well? Cloak and Reeves. One by Cloak. Knock on by Williams. Tries to get clear of Hinchin. Picked up by Thornton, gets ridden into the ground. The umpire says it was a push in the back. The advantage well played. Out it goes to centre wing position. Mark taken by Thornton, back to Reeves. McIver it was, back to Reeves. Funny old kick, trying to find Laurie. He's found him, if it bounces okay for him. He can't pick it up, it's like a piece of soap. Good tackle by Turner. Laurie's hand pass is intercepted by Kerrison. And it'll be a boundary throw-in just on the 50-metre mark, left half-forward flank for Fitzroy. 27.5 minutes gone, third quarter. 21 points the difference in favour of the Magpies. An amazing comeback by them. Cloak and McGrath. One by Reeves. Tries to get clear. The ball socket out of bounds. Stuck in left forward pocket for Fitzroy, who so far in this quarter added only 2 behinds to their half-time score. An amazing transformation. McGrath and Cloak. Out to Lockman. Lockman's out of bounds, so he just about scored a touchdown there, the way he dived on the ball. And again, it will be a throw-in. Still 50-odd metres from goal. McGrath and Cloak once more. Phillips over the top. Knocked down to Dacos. Dacos well tackled by Conlon. Still going. Can't get clear. Finally gets it out to Kerris and then turned to Abernathy.
Abernathy, a good play on the part of Dacos. He looked beaten out. It goes to Ricky Bauer. He's got it out there at half-back. Played a fantastic game since coming on. They get a 15-metre penalty. It was paying dividends for Fitzroy in the first half, but it hasn't worked out so well, that hanging-on business. Collingwood 19 points in front. Flying high was Williams. There's a chance for McEwen. He can't pick it up. He's got it now. Goes for a hand pass back there to Williams. In plenty of trouble. 2 of them grabbed him. It'll be holding the ball against him. There was a bad hand pass back in just the same. Put him under tremendous pressure.
Mark Williams wants to argue the toss.
Well, I blame his teammate for doing that, because the hand pass was a shocker. The free kick to go to Thornton right on the 50-metre defence line. They're trailing by 19 points. The kick by Thornton at the back as Seo goes the tap on. Dacos couldn't get that. A hand pass coming over here now. Osborne goes for a hand pass. Back it goes now to Hinchin. Got one in the back. There's a box on behind play here. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go against Gayfer. It'll go to Richard Osborne for interference. So Richard Osborne to take the free kick out there on that centre wing position. He's already kicked 3 goals, but he hasn't had many opportunities this quarter because the ball's hardly been down there. And of course, Fitzroy haven't scored a goal for the quarter. The kick is over up towards the half-forward line. Punched out by Cloak, doing a great job. Laurie with a hand pass back there to Pekin, but the ball is out of bounds. Fitzroy's forward line looking very, very tired and making plenty of mistakes, fumbling the ball badly. Playing like Collingwood did in the first half in attack. There's the siren to win the first quarter. The third quarter has been all Collingwood. They kicked, 8 goals for the quarter, Pete, didn't they?
They kicked 8 goals, 1 living. 8 goals, 1.
So Collingwood are 13-7-85, getting a tremendous round of applause from their supporters here to Fitzroy 10-6-66.
Final quarter from VFL Park. Collingwood lead by 19 points after they trailed by 28 points at half-time. An amazing comeback by the Magpies. They booted 8-1 to 2 points during the third quarter to totally outplay Fitzroy. So can the Lions reverse the trend? Cloak tries to sock it off the ground.
Free kick.
Oh, Harris got a nasty one there. He's in plenty of agony.
Well, he got a trip, Pete.
He won't be able to kick it, I would suggest. Looking like Skippy. Very nasty. They can hurt.
Well, he was a mile behind play. Then he ran across the Collingwood player and it was up in it, but still a free kick. Accidents count.
Well, let's hope he's okay. He is in plenty of bother, Leon Harris.
And a very good player, particularly in the first half where he had Shaw well covered, but Shaw did play a lot better in that third quarter.
Loken takes the free kick for Fitzroy. He's gone for a pass, and the mark is taken by Williamson at centre field. Williamson goes out wide again. Fitzroy, player on his own, as little Dwyer stands his ground well from Turner to take the mark. Might get a 15-metre penalty here. He has done, and this will bring him almost to within kicking distance. A little bit quieter in the third term, but he had a few mates. Not a bad sort of a kick. 1 point, though, making the difference 18 points. So Fitzroy trailing by 3 goals and still very much in with a chance. Leon Harris back on his feet, although still noticeably limping. Now let's see what happened there. Oh, yes. On a cold day, they can hurt. Abernethy to half-back, looking for Phillips. Couldn't take the mark. Good tackle by Turner. Onto Williams. Gets around Leon Harris. Ball doesn't favour Mullane. Could have almost been a free kick against him too, as the hand pass is taken by Loken from McIver. A short pass is out of bounds on the full. Things not going Fitzroy's way. It'll be a Collingwood free kick at the right half-back flank to be taken by Gafer. Gafer's had the job of minding Richard Osborne today. Wobbly punt kick up towards the centre wing position. The mark taken by Blakey. Blakey got it back to Turner. High ball. Down to Kerrison. 2 Fitzroy players crashed to the ground. Not much teamwork there. Off the hands of Dennis Banks. It'll be a boundary throw in on centre wing.
Just over the 2-minute mark, Collingwood in front by 18 points. Another Collingwood Fitzroy player limping. That is McGrath. Back it comes now to Gay for Collingwood. It's not Gay for that's the young fellow Hanley, I should say, their best player. Quick hand pass from Shaw. Over it goes now to Williams. He goes for a pass looking for Taylor, but it's a badly directed one. No doubt this guy is the Roy's best player. Roos, Pete, played a great game.
4 3 quarters and a bit of good football.
Out it goes from Thornton out there. The little fella's in front of Lockman that time to take the mark out there at half-back. Well, Lockman held him in the third quarter, but this little fella's got plenty of go about him.
McGrath off, Cameron on for Fitzroy.
Kick back there towards the wing position, knocked on by Williamson, but no one there for Fitzroy. A fumble, bad fumble by Dacos. He's grabbed, tries to get a hand pass. He's gone after it again. Umpire's holding the man. He was lucky to get away with it. He tried to do too much, Dacos, and he had a partner there to get a hand pass the ball to. So Collingwood still in front by 18 points. A miraculous recovery in that third quarter when they kicked 8 goals to 2 points. Roos goes down. Banks has got a hand pass out to Ricky Barham, who was a star in the third quarter. Go to the 50-metre mark. Let's fly at the goals. It's a long kick, and he's put it through. Collingwood in front now by 24 points. That's the one they wanted. 14-7-91. Collingwood to Fitzroy. 10-7-67.
Well, Fitzroy still haven't scored a goal since half-time. As we watch Ricky Barham put through his third goal, and Barham, along with David Cloak, 2 players that have really livened Collingwood up since half-time. Barham loves a shot at goal. And from inside the 50-metre mark, the ball sailing through halfway up the posts.
24 points the difference. Just over the 4-minute mark of this last quarter. Handy goal for Collingwood, that one. Cloak taps the ball down. Kicked off the ground by Fitzroy over to their centre-half forward position, but no one there. Seo sidesteps his opponent, goes for a pass out wide. Coming in as Banks couldn't hold the mark, kicked off the ground by, he's going to pay it to Banks. Well, he didn't hang on to it long enough, but he's got the mark. 67 plays 91 in favour of the Magpies, and Banks has the ball now up there on the centre wing position.
Dennis Banks' 7th mark as we approach the 5-minute mark of the final quarter. Tony Shaw, right half forward flank. Short pass on his own. David Cloak. The big fellow sidesteps Williamson brilliantly. That's confidence for you. He wants a shot at goal. No, he's fumbled. He was going to go for a hand pass. Finally socked away by Harris. Mullane. McEwen. Now McEwen would be 40 metres from goal. Being brought right around. Oh, that's not a bad sort of a kick. That's a ripper kick by McEwen. Collingwood alight. McEwen's first goal, and Collingwood going right on with the job. 15-7 to 10-7. 5 goals the difference in favour of the Magpies. So they lead by 5 goals after they trailed by 28 points at half-time. A 10-goal turnaround at VFL Park. Amazing stuff from the black and whites.
Well, that's what good sides are made of, that can turn
5 goals the difference. Williamson gets high. Well, Fitzroy have got the stamina and courage. They'll fight back. Barwick out towards right half forward flank, picked up by David Cloak. Cloak goes out towards Lockman. As you said, though, he's played a very good game since he came on, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Dacos out to Lockman again. Back to Banks. Lockman does the shepherding for him. Dacos and Conlon out of bounds.
Free kick to Dacos. Holding the man.
He has waved it out of bounds, but as you said, that overrides the free kick. Dacos takes the kick. Short pass onto his skipper. Mark Williams takes it and plays on. I was going to say foolishly, but it's come off okay. Lockman again. Lockman up to half forward. McEwen trying to go over the top of Roos. Couldn't do so. Moore would grab. McEwen. Mullane shoots at goal. That's another one. They lead by 6. And the Collingwood fans delirious. 16-7 to 10-7. And Fitzroy still have not scored a goal since half-time.
Well, Fitzroy is shattered at the moment, Pete. They've lost all confidence. They don't even know where to go. They've got players running everywhere, Collingwood. You watch this again. Now, Roos got one hand to it, but very little effort by Thornton. He threw his opponent to the ground, but McEwen spotted Mullane out there at his own. There was 2 of them there together, actually, and was it pick whatever player you liked.
Harris off the ground for Fitzroy. Back into the centre. It's 6 goals the difference now as Reeves comes on. 16-7 to 10-7. 7.5 minutes in.
Knocked out by Cloak. It comes back to Cloak again. Taken away by Dacos. Having trouble picking it up, but they're doing everything right. Over to Gay for Mullane. Missed that one. Oh, running into a brick wall that time was Turner. Garrison on the bottom of the pack, but the free kick will go there to Loken. Loken's got the free kick out there towards the wing position. 6 goals down, Fitzroy. They badly need one now. Punched on again, out wide. Over it goes to Lockman. He's done a great job since coming on the ground. This guy's caught now, but that's holding the ball. Well tackled by Dwyer. I like the style of this kid. No doubt the best player on the ground in the first half.
17 kicks, 5 handballs.
He's still battling on. He's got what it takes. He's had a long kick at goal. That's not a bad sort of a kick, but it's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 35 points the difference now. Into this last quarter by just on 8.5 minutes.
That was Fitzroy's 4th point. That's all they've scored, Lou, since half-time.
Well, the goals are certainly eluding them, but the Collingwood defence has certainly tightened up. Short pass, not a Fitzroy player within miles as Lockman takes that mark on the 50-metre defence line. Banks there in front. Well, comes down to Banks again, but he couldn't grab it. Comes back to Hanley. Played a great game too, out to Mullane. Luck going Collingwood's way as Mullane picks it up to Shaw. Punched on by Hinchin, coming in as Banks, pushed out by Hinchin again. A hand pass from Lockman, comes back to Morwood, taps the ball on, over to Banks, taps it on again, over to Ricky Barham, out to Shaw. He'll have a running shot at goal. I don't know if he'll make the distance. Taylor's got the chance to mark it. Well played by Roos, no doubt. One of the best players on the ground, but easily Fitzroy's best, Pete.
Yes, he's played a good game.
Well saved that time. So it's 36 points the difference again. Short pass, a dangerous one. Intercepted by Morwood. Down goes Thornton. He can't get clear. Well tackled.
Play on with the
umpire
call.
said it'll be a ball up. It's a fair enough decision too. That was a fine effort put up that time by Morwood. Looked in a hopeless position. Very talented player, Morwood, Pete.
It was their best, one of their best when they played Fitzroy last time. Hasn't had the same influence today, but what he has done has been good.
There's a chance for Cloak again. Another tap out, looking for Handley right on the boundary line, but it's still within kicking distance of Collingwood's goal, about 45 metres around. Towards their forward pocket. Into this last quarter by just on 10 minutes. It's Collingwood 16-8, 104 to Fitzroy 10-8, 68.
Cloak with Reeves. Ball socket off the ground up towards the 10-metre square. Barham overruns it. Chances for Taylor if he can pick it up. Not having any success, and so it's going to be a bounce about 15 metres from goal.
Fitzroy's defence very hesitant down there too at the moment, Pete. Well, they have been all through that third quarter and even up to this stage of the match.
As is indicated by the fact that Collingwood kicked 8-1 during that quarter. Knocked down to Barwick. Only to use McEwen, they mark it right on the 50-metre line. Taylor tried to make a lead. McEwen, though, obviously fancies himself as some sort of a chance to kick it. He's about 55 metres out. Not a bad sort of a roost just the same. Barham in front, just about grabbed the mark, picked up by Banks, flings it back to Tony Shaw. A left foot snapshot, won't make the distance. Barham off the ground. Oh, well cut stuff. And he's put it through for his 4th goal. So Collingwood giving Fitzroy a football lesson. They lead by 42 points, 17-8 to 10-8 at league headquarters.
Well, I'm not kidding, Pete. At half-time, you would have swabbed them, wouldn't you? Watch that again. Ricky Barham couldn't take that mark. Banks comes out just about through that. A shocking kick by Shaw. Everything went Barham's this way that time because he couldn't pick it up, so he socketed it off the ground. Quick thinking on the part of Barham, and a goal.
So they scored 8-1 during the 3rd quarter, and they've scored 4 goals so far during the final term. 110 plays 68. Barham's kicked 4. Out towards the edge of the square. Ball knocked further forward for Fitzroy by Cameron. Picked up by Laurie. Mullane right behind that pair. But Collingwood doing it easily at the moment. As it comes out to Mullane again. He gets around Reeves. A short pass up towards centre wing, and that's effective. It's taken by Handley on the boundary line, and well shepherded. Nearly runs out. Chips it in short, and the grab is taken by Banks. Banks in short again to the 50-metre line. He found Tony Shaw. Collingwood doing as they like. Back to Handley. Conlon won't catch him. He fires. Hit the post. They'll take him off. Scoreboard. Fitzroy 10-8. Collingwood 17-9.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play into this last quarter by 12 minutes. Since half-time, it's been all Collingwood. Fitzroy have stopped to a walk. But Collingwood have proved they're a pretty good side because they were in a hopeless position, 28 points down at half-time. Good play by McEwen. Over it goes to Seo. Back to McEwen again at centre-half forward. A long kick up there towards the full forward. Taylor and Pert. Knocked down by Taylor. Coming in to meet it now is Thornton. Thornton, as umpires found a free kick down there. Might go to Pert. Certainly won't go to Taylor. He doesn't get many his way, Pete.
He kicked 2 goals from Freesley.
Oh, yes, he did. I must apologise. So it's Pert down there at the full-back position. Collingwood 111 points to Fitzroy's 68. A remarkable reversal of form because you couldn't believe it. They were down. This fella's played a great game, Lockman, as he hooks the ball back there towards that half-forward line. Smothered by Blakey. Not a good... He couldn't get clear, but he won't let it go. It comes back to Dacos. Dacos tucks it over now to Williams. Back to Moore. This could be dangerous. Handley's grabbed it. Hooks the ball over his shoulder, but the little fella's off target and it's through for another point. So it's 112 plays 68. That's a difference of, what, 44 points. So things looking pretty good for the Magpies. Are also building up their percentage, which could be very handy at the end of the year, Pete. Ball back into play again. This is a dangerous one. But, no, he didn't. He's going to pay that from the shoulder. I think it was a mark just the same, too,
so.
Pete. But Barwick's right on the 50-metre defence line as the ball goes back there towards the centre wing position. There's a go now. Grabbed by Cameron. A hand pass back to Reeves. Smothered. They can't do a thing right as Reeves has grabbed again. He's lost that hand pass coming over that time. Over to Cloak. That came from Phillips. Back it goes to Seo. Seo hooks the ball back. It's not a bad sort of a pass either. Little Handley's got it. And I would think you'd have to say that he's their best player. But I told you he's played a crackerjack game too, Peter, is Phillips down there at centre-half back.
Handley, good mark.
There's the kick. The pack fly. Punched away back towards Morwood. Morwood hooks the ball back. The chance now for McEwen to juggle the ball through. He's coming through the pack. A hand pass to Banks. Straightens up, fires. But it's through for another point. So the Magpies missing some easy ones down there. But I think the game's gone beyond recall as far as Fitzroy's concerned. 10 goals, 868 to Collingwood. 17-11, 113 as we approach the 15-minute mark of this, the last quarter in the big league.
Ruse out wide. Knocked down by McEwen. Barham just about caught. 2 Fitzroy players are out there. Finally it's picked up by Blakey. Out to Barwick at centre field. Comes through the sand traps. A bit like Turnbury up there. Williamson. Williamson at half forward. Actually that goal that Mickey Conlon got and was penalised for just before half-time might have made all the difference, you know. When he was penalised for running too far. History now, of course. Williamson has a chance for their first goal since half-time. He might have got it, it is, and that came up at the 15.5-minute mark of the final quarter. A long time between drinks for Fitzroy. Williamson's first goal, Fitzroy's 11th, 11-8 to 17-11. Let's watch the kick. Williamson from about 53 metres out full points. And badly needed one, but I think it's a little bit too late insofar as Fitzroy's scores is concerned today. Williamson's first goal. Fitzroy's first after half-time. Handley sees the ball go past him. Chance there was for Mitchell, but nobody can get it clear. Paddled out to Reeves. Reeves well tackled by Morwood, almost holding the ball. The umpire said he did punch it out. It's Seo. Seo from centre field, a towering punt kick to half forward. Williams, yes, mark, in front of Hinchin. Morwood tries to run through Thornton, not successful, but he was grabbed high. Williams to Tony Shaw, 50 metres out, short pass. Handley marks and gets dropped for his trouble by Thornton.
What else could Thornton do?
Nothing.
There? He did the right thing.
He would have been taken off if he'd not made some attempt to spoil, but Handley, who's already kicked 1, 2, 3 goals, and he's had 20 kicks, 6 marks and 4 handballs, he should be able to put Collingwood further ahead. As Lou mentioned, percentage is going to play a very important part in the run home to the finals, and Collingwood looked like making them, certainly on their display today. That's another goal, I would reckon. 4 goals to Handley. He's played a very good game. One of Collingwood's best to the scoreboard, 18-11 to 11-8. 119 plays 74 at VFL Park.
Well, I think we've said it quite a few times, Pete, but you'd have to name this fella just about best on the ground.
Well, his stats with 24 possessions, Lou, plus 6 marks, or 25 possessions now, and capped off with 4 very good goals. He's been a busy player. In fact, he was a good player in the first half when Collingwood were flagging a little bit.
That's right.
17 and a half minutes into the final quarter. That was Handley's 4th goal. Williams, short ball out to the edge of the square. McEwen and Roos. Roos probably Fitzroy's best player. Almost got caught there. Banks tries to get it into the open spaces from Mullane. Opposition from Barwick. Gets clear of 3 of them. Barwick out towards the right half forward flank. Lockman and Reeves. And Dwyer. Dwyer was a very good player in the first quarter. Might get a free kick here from the back. He doesn't want it. He plays on anyway. From half forward flank, he's gone for a short pass. The mark taken by Conlon.
Well, that was fine play on the part of young Dwyer. He's been under tremendous strain, and he got away from Lockman that time, and Lockman's had him pretty well covered since going on to him at half-time, Pete. But Mickey Collins got a chance to kick goal number 2, and, of course, put the Roy's 12th goal on the board. They badly need one. There's the kick on its way by Conlon. We'll wait on the result. 1 point. So they've really fallen apart now. That was a difficult shot just the same. So it's 11 goals, 9-75. Fitzroy to Collingwood, 18-11, 119. Who would have believed that Collingwood would be in this position, this stage of the game, Pete, after being so far down the drain at half-time?
Well, 2 people here, didn't it? It's not a bad mark, is it?
Great mark, but a quick hand pass coming over to Cameron. Back it goes to Logan, to Laurie. Laurie at centre half forward up to Richard Osborne. Gaper's there with him. Coming across as Abernathy knocks the ball through for 1 point. So they move on now to 11-10s. That was
Mitchell.
I would have paid that for the effort only. Ball back into play again. A chance for Phillips, who's been a fine player today for Collingwood. Taps the ball on beautifully out there, and the umpire said play on as Shaw goes for a hand pass. Looking there for Mullane. He's got no trouble getting around his opponents. He's certainly playing better since moved away from Dwyer. Ball back to Phillips again. Collingwood skipper Williams out wide to McEwen, getting away from Roos, and he hasn't done that much today. He's out there at half forward on the point of the square, looking for a hand pass coming over to Lockman. Lockman goes for a long shot at the goals. Taylor flies, couldn't grab it, and Pert played it safe, and wisely 2 through for a point. So just on the 20-minute mark, it's Fitzroy 11-10-76 to Collingwood 18-12, 120. That's a difference of 44 points, Pete.
That's a nice sounding overture for the Magpies too. Reeves racing forward with Barwick. It's left to the speedier Barwick to pick the ball up. He's gone for a hand pass, gets it back to Reeves. Reeves from left half forward flank. Cloak in pursuit. Reeves a short pass to half forward. That's effective. It's taken by McIver. McIver gets it over and turned to Cameron, who has a flying shot at goal. 1 point. So a point to Fitzroy, 11-11 to 18-12. So they've kicked 1-5 in this quarter, Fitzroy, and 1-7 after half-time. Abernethy looking for a lead across the half-back line. Finally goes long and almost straight up the ground, tries to find Phillips. Roos grabbed, did he have the ball? Picked up by Gafer, gets it back to Williams. And the hand pass comes out to Barwick from McIver. And the goal umpire says it's a goal. So a little cheering for the efforts of Barwick on that occasion, because the horse is well and truly bolted. 18-12 to 12-11. And that was Doug Barwick's second goal. But Fitzroy letting this game slip well and truly by, as Barwick from about 45 metres out made no mistake in putting it through. The damage was done in the third quarter when Collingwood booted 8-1 to 2 points. They led by 19 points at three-quarter time. Fitzroy looked a pretty tired side then. They look even tireder now. David Cloak has rucked pretty well right throughout the second half. 21 3/4 minutes gone in the final term. And Thornton takes the mark at half-back in front of Barham. Thornton plays on, brings the ball out towards the centre wing position. It's not a long kick. Williams. Short pass to half-forward right. And the mark is taken on the flank there by Dennis Banks.
And Banks goes for a short pass, found Tony Shaw in a better position, the same distance out. Into this quarter by just over 22.5 minutes. The difference 37 points. They're playing buddies, these two, and a short pass back to Banks again. But Banks would be about 35 metres out from goal. Now, not the most accurate kick in the world, Banks, but he certainly played a fair game today. And there's no better half-forward flanker in the business, Pete, when he's firing.
13 kicks, 11 marks and 6 handballs.
Not a bad effort. Collingwood sitting pretty. They're 37 points in front. If he's successful, they'll be 43. It's all over by the shouting here now as far as Fitzroy's concerned. There it is on its way, and that's a goal.
Thanks his first for the day.
And Fitzroy at 12-11, 83 to Collingwood 19-12, 126. And what a remarkable recovery by Collingwood after being 28 points down at half-time, and looked in a pretty hopeless position, really.
Well, they did, but they showed little desperation in the first half, and their play in the second half was in marked contrast, and the applause is for Ricky Bowen, who is coming off the ground.
Certainly made a difference to the Magpies when he came on in that third quarter.
And coming back on for Collingwood is Hislop.
Centre bounce again. Collingwood in front by 43 points. Cloak got the knockout. He's dominated the ruck since going into that position. Back it goes now. A chance here for Turner. Going across is Kerrison, but the umpire's fouled a free kick to Mickey Conlon, and he's about 50 metres out from goal. But what Collingwood have done here today, Pete, I think it proves that they are a pretty good side, because when a side can come from behind like that and be so far in front now in the second half, yet they must have some qualities. There's the kick on its way by Ricky Barham. Won't quite make the distance. The pack fly. It's tapped out by Cloak. Turner tried to get a kick back. Grabbed by McIver. He can't get out. The umpire still letting it go on here, and crashing his way, or trying to crash his way through the pack, was Williamson, and the umpire will ball it up about 10 metres out from the Fitzroy goal. Fitzroy at 12-11, 83 to Collingwood 19-12, 126. Just over the 24-minute mark. Knocked out by Phillips. He's played a darn good game down there. Down goes Osborne. I thought he might have been tripped. Back it comes to Dacos, who's got a roving commission with Collingwood now. Yeah, there's a good mark to Laurie. But it's too late, because time's run out for Fitzroy. They've got no hope of winning this one. Right on the 50-metre mark.
Fourth mark to Laurie. He's kicked 2 goals so far, or 5 now.
We'll wait now to see whether he can kick this goal from 50 metres out. It may make their score look a little bit more respectable. Not a bad kick. Will it reach the distance? The pack Cloak touched that, I think, right on the line, and it's through for another point. So they move on to 12 goals, 12-84 to Collingwood, 19-12, 126. A great percentage booster for the Magpies.
And indeed a great comeback. I said it is important, but the comeback is more impressive, I think, at this stage of the game.
As I said, Pete, it makes them look a fairly good side.
Yes, the never say die qualities of Matthews perhaps rubbing off on them. Laurie knocks it down, went past Banks. Out it comes to Hislop. Hislop on right centre wing, having just come back onto the ground to replace Barham. Morwood. Morwood goes straight down the ground, looking for Taylor. Can't take the mark. Opposition from Pert was effective to get the ball into the open spaces. It's picked up by Mitchell. On it goes to Roos, probably Fitzroy's best player, and they haven't had too many in the second half. Let's be honest about that. Loken out to Dwyer, or missed one. I think we'll forgive him that because he's been a very good player for them. Turner. And there's his namesake.
Got a free kick, Turner, for one on the back, Pete.
So Turner at left centre wing. We've been playing 1 minute of time on in the final quarter. As Lou said some minutes earlier, it's all over bar the shouting here. The only shouting coming is from Collingwood supporters, I can assure you. Turner, long kick to left half forward flank. Over the top, Williams, that's a great grab.
He lost sight of that. I think he thought he might have been lucky to grab it to finish, Pete.
Here it is again. Well, it's getting dark here, so we'll make excuses for him, but it was a fine mark. 14 kicks to Mark Williams and 9 handballs. Kick dropping short. Taylor has to go the punch. And a chance for Fitzroy to get clear. Picked up by Mitchell. Mitchell's kick up towards the left half-back flank. 2 Collingwood players are there. Let's see if Mullane can pick it up first. He can't. Just about kicked it out of bounds on the full. In fact, that's what the boundary umpire has ruled. It'll be a Fitzroy free kick. 126 plays 84. 27 minutes into the final term. The free kick to be taken by Billy Loken. Loken up towards Reeves, who marks in front of Hislop. Well, tries to play on. Not a good piece of play. McEwen gets it back to Dacos. Dacos from the square. Short pass down to the skipper. Handley again. Can he make it 5 goals? The recruit from Myrtleford. He's gone for the hand pass back to his skipper. And Williams makes no mistake about it. And Collingwood going right on with the job. Williams' 3rd goal. Collingwood's 20th. 132 plays 84.
The Magpies now 48 points in front. Watch that again. A little bit of luck going Collingwood's way. Was knocked on by the Fitzroy player. Luckily for them, their little fella was there. Handley gave a perfect hand pass over to his skipper and an easy goal. They're 48 points in front now as we approach the 28-minute mark of this last quarter. And I'm quite sure that Fitzroy will be pleased when this game's over because they haven't been in the event since half-time. There's a hand pass coming over now from Reeves over to Barwick. Drives it long over the half-forward line. There's Abernathy in place to take the mark in defence. A very disheartened side, Fitzroy, since about halfway through that 3rd quarter. Short pass to Mullane, who's certainly come into the game after being switched off Dwyer in the second half of the match. Morwood is grabbed, well tackled that time by Hinchin, by Loken, I should say. Gafers there can't get clear, and they'll wait for the decision. The umpire will ball it up on the centre wing position. So it's still Collingwood 20-12, 132 to Fitzroy 12-12, 84. But it turned out to be a nice bath for the Lions today here. But it certainly built Collingwood's percentage up, and that could be handy before the end of the year. The ball punched out by Williamson, getting pretty close to siren time. Turner overruns the ball, picked up by Collingwood's Turner. Over it goes to Seo. Back to Morwood. Morwood takes it out of the danger zone, down towards the wing position. And there's a great mark taken in defence that time by Mitchell. So this is Mitchell with the ball out there on the centre wing position for Fitzroy. But players just going through the motions now because they know it's all over. Well juggled that time by Cameron. A quick hand pass coming over now to Loken. Loken to Barwick. Turns back on his left boot. Hooks it back towards the goal square. Little Dwyer kicked it off the ground. Back it goes now to Pekin. Pekin's kick falls short. Well smothered by Abernathy. Good play over to Lockman. Back it goes to Kerrison. So they take it away pretty easily, Collingwood. They're out towards the wing position. There's Gafer with Osborne right on his tail. Well tackled by Osborne. He said holding the ball against Gafer. So the free kick will go to Osborne out there at half-forward, about 70 metres out from goal. 84 plays 132 in favour of the Magpies as we approach the 30-minute mark of this last quarter. And the siren would be going, I reckon, another minute or so. That'd be just about as far as it'd go. There's a good mark taken there by Cameron. That was a fine mark, but as we said quite a few times in this last quarter, it's all over bar the shouting, and both these sides now just going through the motions. There's the mark again. There's been a fine effort by the Magpies, and they've shown that they are a quality side to come from 28 points down at half-time to be well in front like they are now. The kick, we'll wait on the result from the umpire. 1 point. So Fitzroy move on to 12 goals, 13.85 to Collingwood, 20 goals, 12, 132 as we approach now the 31-minute mark of this, the last quarter. Might be a pretty happy side, Collingwood. I think they've won 7 of the last 8 games and should never have lost the match against the Swans. That may upset a few Swans supporters, but there's the siren to win the game. A great victory for the Mac. 20 goals, 12, 132 Collingwood to Fitzroy, 12-13, 85.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
If I could quote the great Jack Dyer, a game of 2 halves. The first half belonged to Fitzroy, outscoring Collingwood 10 goals to 5, but the second to the Maggies, 15 to 3. The final scoreline reading Collingwood 20 goals 12, 132. Fitzroy 12-13, 85. Principal goal kickers, firstly for Collingwood, Barham, Taylor and Handley each contributed 4 and Williams 3, whilst for Fitzroy, Richard Osborne 3, Barwick and Laurie 2 apiece. Well, the Collingwood Army can smile because the Magpies currently sitting in 4th position on the ladder with 9 wins for the season. Fitzroy have the job ahead of them. They're in 7th spot and 8 wins for the year. Can they improve in the weeks to come? If they do, I hope you'll join us for all that action here on Pro Football.